What's up, YouTube? Today we have a very cool episode. You may have never heard his name before, but you've definitely heard his voice and his lyrics from his hit song Lovin On Me with Jack Harlow. Today we have Detroit's very own Cadillac Dale.
Roger that, Roger that,
Coming out of Vegas. Roger that, Roger that. Go green, go white. Roger that, Roger that.
Before we jump into the episode, huge shout out to our sponsors, Fishbones, to make everything we do here possible, with locations in St. Clair Shores, Southfield, and downtown Detroit. Let's jump right into the episode.
I know. I love it. This is dope. I don't know about you got any cameras on or not. We're trying to set up.
I'm horrible with sports, man. I played football in high school. I played for De La Salle. I was half his size, man. And they threw me to everything was cool in practice. Touch the ball. Got in the game. I remember the quarterback's name was Dan Decker. He played for. He eventually ended up playing for Michigan, but he was our quarterback. He threw me the ball. I caught it. Pow! The helmet flew off. I just remember holding the grass and never playing football ever again in my life. I don't
Knock
watch.
your lights out.
I don't watch it. Nothing. I was excellent in baseball though, but all my friends made me feel bad for playing baseball because in my neighborhood, it wasn't popular for the little black boys to play baseball.
That's a topic
bro,
I want to go into.
I was cold-blooded. I hit a home run the first time I ever played the game, and I would just kept popping.
Is that right?
Pow, pow. They just start hitting me with the ball. I was good, and I tell my kids this. Pay no mind to what your friends tell you.
In business, this is an issue to me because I want to train kids. I feel like I need to have a class of my own. First off, I teach them how to shake a hand, right? Look somebody in the eyes.
Oh, that's
Get
huge.
up, look them in the eyes, give them a nice handshake, pay attention. I'm bad with the names. It's just something I've never. I remember everybody, but I remember everything. But names. So okay, but I think that losing is what life's about because
Yes.
you lose, win,
Yeah.
right? And all now everybody's got to win, or it's getting away from that.
Yeah.
But the parents have pushed that on these kids. Like I get it when they're little and they get a trophy. That's cool when they're tiny. Hey, great game, guys. I get all that. But as you move on, you need to know who's number one, and that's who you want to beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you don't know who number one is,
Yeah. Yeah.
how the hell are you going to beat anybody?
I'm on that, man.
So I gotta say now that I've got a De La Salle pilot in the house. I didn't do my homework enough because I was Bishop Gallagher. So I don't want to go to blows.
We won't. I didn't get a chance to stay there long enough to. Although I will say, because they moved, they ended up moving out to Holly, and
Okay, so now I know your age. I know your age now.
So when I was there, I loved it. I never experienced school spirit like that anywhere else. I ended up graduating from Osborne, but school spirit at De La Salle was just amazing. It's funny, I can hear certain songs that were out back then, and it takes me back to 9th grade. It was just an unbelievable time.
The first night I met Hush, he came down there and they were just gonna have Hush I got the thing. It was Black Magic Crossing and then Hush was just coming to rap freestyle. And he did that and I thought, wow, this guy's pretty good, man. You know? And they're like, well, that's Danny Carlisle. And I said, oh shit, I wasn't even putting two and two together because I really didn't know him that well.
Right.
And then they kind of collaborated, and then I thought, wow, this is great. And then things really started picking up.
Right.
And obviously everything that they had gone through, and I know you have always been. I don't want to say it's your ride or his ride or that ride. I'm just saying you guys have all been around each other so much singing.
I'm the ultimate collaborator, man.
Right, that's what I want to say.
I go wherever the music take me. It took me to Poland. I went to Poland, and my lawyers was like, these are two friends of mine that just happen to be lawyers. They was like, I don't think you should do this.
Don't go to Poland, they said?
They said, don't do this. Yeah.
Why not?
Don't sign this deal. Don't do nothing. They said, it's for one, if you ever run into any litigation, you're gonna have to go there to do the litigation.
Okay, I
and
get that.
And my other lawyer, my Italian lawyer, he said, "You know, it ain't no black people there, right?" I was like,
Right.
but the music, the opportunity was there, man, and it was one of the best decisions I made. That my buddy that lives in Poland, his name is Adam Ostrowski. I think I'm saying that right. I just know him as OSTR. But this is my brother. I always got a place to sleep when I'm in Poland, and you know, even we so close, man. When this thing happened with Russia, everybody in Poland was nervous.
Yeah.
And I said, hey man, I live in Canada now. It's like, you bring your family and you come stay with me here in Canada. And that's because that's how we are. But I say that to say I work with anyone where I can feel that same vibe with music. People, they gotta love it like I do. If they just doing it, I mean, that song gotta really hit me in the heart to make me want to do it. It's not really about if they got a budget to do it or something. Like, I gotta like what we doing. You know, I'm really a kid with a beard, man.
Right. Now, well, let me just ask you then. Well, then hell, so you go to Poland, what happened?
So
you
look,
go out there?
So we did this song, man. You can look it up online. It's called So Fly. I'm riding around in a Cadillac in space. That's right. And everything I do is so fly. I'm looking at between Adam and Hush. I'm trying to figure out who I've done more music with. It's probably Hush, but Adam is running neck and neck because we've done a lot of music. I've done like countless. It's got to be at least about 30 songs that I've done with him.
How many do you think you have with Hush?
More.
They got
Probably
a lot.
like 50, right?
It just seems like, I just never, you know what I never did? I listened to all of Hush's stuff over the years. Mike and your stuff more recently, but then I'm like, I didn't realize, because he's playing it in the car now, all the time, right? And the funny thing is, he was playing Hush and Mike. They knew Mike, but they didn't know Hush. And even my cousins played Hush all the time. So anyway, then I started paying attention. I go, oh my God, Dale was on that one. Dale was on that. I just didn't realize until I actually read it.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, man, these guys have done a ton. And then we went and saw you guys in Detroit at the place. I thought, oh, okay, this is, wow.
The retirement show you're talking about?
Yeah, well, he calls that the retirement show. I don't know where he's getting.
I know where he's going with this. So I kind of did the same thing. That's not something you can just stop.
No way. That's what we told him. We were like, dude, you're not done. What are you talking about?
How do you say
but
that
again,
down?
so when he went through this health issue, man, that made me reevaluate things.
For sure.
But I think I actually
that
feel that it's just going to take him to a whole nother height because he's super creative. And he's just going to be able to, like, he's not the player, now he's a coach. But he's still in the game, you know what I'm saying? He's still creating, still coming up with amazing things, man. I heard some pop song that he produced, and I was like, I didn't even know you know how to do pop music.
I know what you're talking about.
Raj? And then now we're quote unquote culture vultures with Hush. And I'm thinking, they don't even know Hush. Hush is, in my eyes, this rapping guru, and I think I think Hush is, his IQ is out there because he sees and hears things. I think he is. Yeah. And from getting to know him more and more and more, like I said, I've known him for years, but I thought, it's bizarre to me because when I think of like music, Eminem is one of the biggest rappers in the world. Guy's white. But I never looked at that until somebody called us a culture vulture. And I thought, well, what does that mean, man? Like, if you took the 10 best rappers in the world, there's some black guys, black, white mix, and there's some white. I don't know, man. It's
division, man. That's how the devil works. And look, that's because they don't know history. And I'm gonna tell you, my OGs took me. You ever been to the Motown Museum?
No, but we really want to go. That's
Let me tell you, I got an education.
Yeah.
So you remember the song "Smiling Faces"?
Yeah.
That's my OG. That's Joe Pep. And then Clay McMurray, he produced "If I Was Your Woman" with Gladys Knight.
Oh, wow.
So these guys, I say about maybe 20 years ago is when I started running around with them. They used to school me, man. Look, Motown is, when people think of Motown, they think of Berry Gordy and all of the black artists that came from it.
Right.
But if you go to that museum, you'll learn some the other pieces that were involved too. Because any successful movement has to have diversity.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember the guy's name, but
that's a fact.
It's some guy's a Jewish guy. He took a sound console that was supposed to be for radio, and he tweaked it and did some things, and they used that to record all of that amazing music that we all know and love. Now,
It's
if
amazing.
he wasn't there to do that, it
never
wouldn't happen.
Right.
So, you know, it's just all type. Look, even Dennis Coffey. You know that name?
Dennis Coffey sounds really familiar to me.
Dennis Coffey is a guitarist.
Okay.
And so, look, I'm finna go way back and see what your history
Go deep.
is. You remember the song?
imagine.
You remember the song that LL Cool J did, the Jingling Baby?
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. So it goes down, 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 down.
Yeah.
That's Dennis Coffey.
Okay.
He's a guitarist, and Clarence Avant, which they call, he passed away, or some, well, that's a whole deeper story. But Clarence Avant was considered the Black Godfather. He put Dennis Coffey on. So you see what I'm saying? This is, and that's what music is, man. Look, especially when you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? You can, anybody that's got ears can feel this, man.
Right.
I got people in Poland. People from India, especially with the internet now, man, I look at them analytics and I'm like, damn, they listen to my song in Beijing, they listen to a song in
It's crazy how
Afghanistan.
that happens.
It's amazing.
So I understand when a person calls somebody a culture vulture, that's somebody that doesn't know anything about the music or
Right.
the culture, that just wants to get in and benefit from it. But that's a calculated thing.
Hush was battling with some dudes last night. They were calling him, this guy's white. What's he know about music? He's an old head. Like, he don't know nothing about, like,
But
Pop
They
and
said
Big.
this about
Hush.
Yo,
And
man,
Hush
they
goes-
tear him up.
I think this one guy comes on and says, I'm from Detroit, and Hush was never big like that. Like, he don't know what he's talking about. Like, he don't have no proof of any songs with anybody, no videos, no nothing. Like, he never was like that. And Hush was on it last night. He was like, yeah, look it up. Nate and M,
Yeah.
Hush is coming. And everyone just shuts up. They're like, but they've been attacking him for like months.
well, they're probably 18 years old.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I get it.
He said some stuff about Drake the other day. But
Yeah.
here Hush was talking about Eric B. and Rakim. And then Snoop saw that, and Snoop posted that to his Instagram. And then Rakim was commenting on that. But what people didn't know, that Rakim was agreeing with us, or with Hush. But then on our stuff, they were attacking him, saying that he was wrong. He was just talking about Eric B's role. Like,
And Rakim was like,
in the
oh no.
duo.
But on Snoop's side, but on our side,
They were just attacking Hush.
Again, I'm telling you, man, this is how the devil works.
when you did the Who,
What song is that?
Rain on Me?
no,
Rain?
Teenage
No.
Wasteland?
Yeah, that one. Babo O'Reilly.
Bob
You did that
O'Reilly.
song.
Look,
I gotta
that
tell
song
you
is-
what,
you
man.
guys
My
killed that
hair
song.
on my arm.
it
was
did
up
to
in
me.
the air.
Look,
Man.
I had never heard that song before.
Cause what? It's only sing it. Teenage wasteland. Yeah. So how you take my hand? Yeah. We'll try to stop what's land. Put out the fire. Don't look past my shoulder. Put them down, put them down now.
Never. Hush brought
Out
it to me.
of this
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, you guys
So
crushed on
good.
it.
Yeah. Because see, look, I'm a student of this game. I'm always, you know, I want to contribute to it so bad that I want to learn all of it. And I got that from my mother. My mother said, no matter what music you decide to do, don't put yourself in a box. And at first I heard her say it, but I didn't really understand it. And then one day I went to her house, she was playing the Boston Pop. You familiar with that?
Boston pop music.
Boston pop. It's symphony music.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And I couldn't stop watching and listening to it. So that just kind of let me know that I'm open to all of it. So when Hush brought that to me, you know, I'm listening to it. I'm familiar with rock. See, that go back to them De La Salle days, man.
Right. I
See what I'm saying? I remember, who did that song, Owner of a Lonely Heart?
Oh, that's what's his name?
Was that Yes?
That's one of them songs that stood out in my head, man, when I think about De La Salle. And what's the group, the rock group from Detroit? Is it the Romantics?
The Ramones are here from here. The Romantics were from here.
So I heard all of this.
Yeah, that was all going on in that time.
Yeah, I heard all of this. So when he played that, I didn't know the song, but I remember the energy. And see, rock, look, rock got a whole different energy. Rock is a whole different
it's an
energy.
Animal
It
of its own,
is.
man.
It do something to you. So I embraced it, and that's how I was able to get off on that song, man.
When you guys performed that song at his retirement show, it was so good.
I was sitting there, and you guys started to go on that song, and now I've seen the Who. I saw the Who at the Silverdome. I saw them. So in a big giant venue, and you started singing, and I went. And you'll hear this terminology when I say it, but I was like, what in the hell? And I was sitting, and he was walking up with the video camera, getting a better, and I was looking, I go, holy, and I was listening and thinking, man, this is so good. This needs to be heard.
I say that when I see
This
it.
Yeah.
Because look,
so good.
I would never, and sometimes I look at myself from the outside.
Right.
I've had that opportunity to do that one time. It wasn't a good thing. I was on the floor throwing up, but that's a whole other story. I had an out-of-body experience to just look at myself. But with music, I try to just look at myself from the outside, and I was like, I would never expect that guy right there that grew up on 7 Mile and Gratiot. All my friends was gangsters.
Yeah, man.
I grew up doing when crack came up and everybody was going to jail. Some of my best friends was the city's nightmares. I would never expect for him to sing that song and know how to sing that song and pull the energy from singing that song. And that's only because I'm a student of this. I wanted to learn it, you know.
I would like to see it done in a real controlled environment, and I would like to be there when it's done, when you do that song. Whether it's a studio or somewhere where you guys, where everything's brought into play, because it was so phenomenal down there, and I know that didn't do you justice because it's not the right. I want to hear you guys sing that song, and I want to hear it, and I want to be a part of it when I'm meaning in the room, because I thought, holy shit, and that place is kind of a dome. It's got steel ceilings. There's no sound control,
Right.
and it blew me away in that environment. So
Right.
I can only imagine if you were somewhere where singing is supposed to take place,
Well,
right? Because that's just like it's like more of just a metal building,
Right, right.
And block.
I'll be sure to invite you. We're working on something.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So I just want to clear this air real quick. You were on the east side. Now you live in Canada?
Yeah.
Where are you at, Windsor?
I'm in Windsor. I fell in love with a girl from Montreal, and she didn't want to live in the United States. I love Canada. And living in Windsor, I feel like I live in Detroit. I hear all the same music, watch the news.
Same people, man.
Yeah, it is. People in Windsor really think they.
So how long have you been over there?
10 years.
I said, Dale's east side, man.
Oh yeah.
I go, he's east side. I can pick out a west sider to an east sider. Out of 1,000 people, 1,000 east siders, and throw one west sider, and I go,
Yeah.
that's the one right there. They'll be like, how do you do that? I go, I know who west siders are.
Yeah.
It's no different, man. I was at a wedding once, and I looked over at this girl, and I knew the girl, and I didn't know what her husband did. And I saw him, and I says, how long has your husband been undercover? And she sat back, and she says, how do you know that? I said, shit, are you kidding me? I know he's undercover. And he came in, I met him. That's what he's undercover cop, right?
Wow.
And she was like, I can't believe it. I said, and that's what I told her. West side, east side, and Canadians I can pick out too. I can pick a Canadian out, and then you come in with the hat on. And
Well,
I thought,
yeah.
I like it.
Had to
Hutchins
represent.
wears the D and the D jacket.
I got this.
I was trying to read that.
My family's name is Wilson.
Gotcha.
Man, I saw this at the thrift store. It's brand new. I taught my daughters how
It's
to
brand
shop.
spanking
I said,
new.
look, when you go to the thrift store, the first thing you want to find is something that's brand new.
Yeah.
Because you can find stuff there that some people just threw it away. They didn't even want. Man, I got no, it's not alligator. I can't remember what skin. This briefcase is beautiful.
So you're looking for the
I want the sweet stuff, man.
Yes.
I got nothing else to do. Just go in there and look. I go to the junkyard, do the same thing, man. Chilling.
At what age did you start with music? And then I guess I want you to give me a snapshot if you can, because I think that the people get confused. Everybody thinks that it's overnight success. It's so untrue.
Oh,
Kid
yeah.
Rock was 15, 18 years in the making.
Yeah.
Same with Uncle Cracker, right?
Yeah.
And these guys. And everybody that I've ever met, and I don't care the industry, right? You go to a car lot and you meet the owner. He's got his name on the building. He didn't go overnight success.
No.
That cat's been grinding for 20 years, man.
Yeah.
Everybody grinds it out. So when did you actually start singing or get involved? And was it rap at the beginning? Was it
It was the guitar at first. I remember I had this. I can't remember. I think it was a Gibson. My mother gave me guitar. I didn't have like little kid guitars. I had grown man guitars. I had to learn how to. Yeah, I'm a little boy holding.
This is in the
big
family
guitar.
room now? Your mom's sitting
Well,
back?
and my whole family, everybody had a piano. I remember. I thought everybody had a piano.
At their house.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like
It was just normal to you.
Yeah, so when I went to people's
That's
house,
how we were with guns with the Italians. But
see what I'm saying? I went to somebody's house, they didn't have a piano. I came home, I was like, Mom, they didn't even have a piano. Because I thought that everybody did. Because in our family, everybody had a piano.
Right.
So it started with guitar. And then it started as DJing. My brother Black Man, he's the guy that brought Kid Rock into the mix. He did the Kid Rock's first album, the grit sandwiches for breakfast.
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
him and the black guy.
Yeah.
That black guy is my man Black Man. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Danny.
Really?
Yep. So it went from playing the guitar into DJing, and I got into house music, just DJing. I hadn't made any music yet. When rap started blowing up, I didn't really get into it at first. Like when everybody's going crazy about NWA, I wasn't feeling it. I was listening to jazz music, and the girls would call me corny, and because I wasn't listening to the popular music, I was into the jazz. And then when a Tribe Called Quest, when I got hip to them, I started getting more
You start
involved.
understanding it.
Yeah, and start wanting to do it.
Right.
I could always play and make music, but so I started rapping. I didn't start singing at first. And I tell everybody, I'm really just a rapper that learned how to sing.
Yeah.
I approach the music from a rapper's point of view, and that must be why I've made so many different songs with rappers as opposed to other singers.
because you're singing in my
sing-
ears was amazing, man.
Well,
I ain't lying to you. I'm not pumping you up or none of that shit. I got hearing aids now, so I can hear it all.
No, I believe you, and I'm
telling
convinced
you, man,
that I'm pretty
I
good.
thought to myself, this guy, this is good, man. And I
Thank
was
you, man.
happy that the people weren't going too crazy, that they were listening to you guys, and we could hear you. And I thought, this is. But go ahead.
So
Then you start rapping.
Right, and I say that, I don't never want to come off arrogant, and like I said, I believe you when you tell me that I'm good, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I pay attention to people, and I know how much work I've put into it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, for the last 15 years, I've worked on a private scale. I was working for this family as their personal assistant. And so most of the time, I'm by myself. So while I'm by myself, I'm singing and then I'm doing all kind of stuff. When they away, I'm playing their piano and I'm just doing my thing, and I'm growing as an artist. When you do it that much, you can make mistakes. Nobody knows the mistakes I've made. Only I know the mistakes I've made. So so I come to the conclusion that, hey, Dale, you pretty good. You damn good. And from me understanding that, I said, I got to use this gift accordingly. So again, it started from playing the guitar, which I still play bass guitar and lead guitar and piano,
Interesting.
to being a DJ, to being a rapper. I did my first rap song with Champtown. I did a couple other rap songs, and then we did the first song that I recorded as a singer was I don't know if you know this song. If you did your homework, you should, because this is a
This is just random questions.
This is a
Why?
Detroit classic. It's a song called "Soulful Moaning."
Yeah.
It's an R&B song. It's a Detroit classic. That was the first time I went into a studio to record R&B music, and half that album is rap, half the other half is R&B. And the Soulful Moaning was the song that took off. I wasn't the lead singer on the song, but that song took off. The lead singer started running from the police, which is a Detroit thing.
Yeah, right.
Is that the song? Didn't Big Sean use that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
a
know that
Detroit
song.
classic to this day.
Yeah.
And I would embellish more about that song, but the reason I'm very picky with the podcast that I do, because
Right.
we're working on this documentary, and I'm a talker, man. I spill the beans.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my whole life story,
I know it.
but I
I
don't.
feel the same way
right,
about stuff, but I gotta hold back myself.
Right. I don't want to tell too much, because this documentary is deep, and my story is deep, man.
Yeah.
My story is very deep. This documentary is I like to title it, is heartbreaking but glorious, because things attached to that song is just heartbreaking.
When you write these songs, or when you put these songs together, from the beginning, have you done, like, do you send them in? Do you have to send them it's not copyright. What is it? What is it when you do a song? You send it into the...
Yeah, you can copyright it after you've done,
copyright.
after you've made it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you do all that, because I had gotten involved with a company one time on the West Coast where they wanted me to come help them sell, and they were it was a DJ built platform. So if you owned a bar, you don't need the DJ there. The DJs already did the music for your clientele. They send you it in the cloud. You had 6-8 hours of music, just in case the DJ didn't show up, or
Gotcha.
let's say it's a Monday night, the place is jammed. You want to do a DJ, have somebody DJ, and it's DJing, but it was all just taped. And then we had to go through this whole thing with the laws and the rules of the land,
Yeah.
and how to stop the song, how to start the song, and how to account for it, to pay for it. There was so much entail that I learned
Yeah.
a lot about it. I thought, damn, how do these guys protect themselves? Then, as I was my friend here, James Hudson, and his dad, Mr. Hudson, can't think of his first name. He had a big band here in Detroit back then, way back, probably the 70s, and they had a couple #1 songs that were big. And then he wrote a song, and then 20 years went by, and Nelly,
Yeah.
and he got a good check from
I know that
Whatever.
feeling.
whatever they were. And that's what brings me to you.
I know that feeling.
That's what brings me to you. And I thought, because I knew James, I met his dad. You know, James went to school with me at Bishop Gatto, a year younger, but his dad was heavily involved in the music industry. And Mr. Hudson, I can't think of his first name. But anyhow, I thought, damn, that was great. How'd that happen? Good for his family. You know, other people they get jealous or whatever. I was so excited. I was like, well, that's cool, man. Your dad got... So, go ahead, Brad, because I know you're because he's the one. They're the young group. They're the young guys listening to all this stuff,
Yeah,
right?
and I love it.
So the song that...
Jack Harlow?
Yes. Let's can we talk about it? We can talk
Absolutely. So
about it.
look.
Yeah,
So I guess, like, when was the first time you found out that Jack Harlow sampled your song?
I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me, baby. I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me, baby.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby.
Did you get a DM from somebody, or
Look,
how
man,
did that happen?
I remember it might have been a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. Me and my wife, we laying in the bed. You know, you wake up with your wife, and we just sitting there chit-chatting while we just woke up. And I get a message on Instagram that says, "Hey, are you Dale that made the song, whatever?" And I look at my wife like, what the fuck? Because I forgot about that song.
Right. That song was
30 years ago.
95?
30. Not 10, 20, but 30.
30 years ago.
You write this thing 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Now, what I will
Good Lord,
tell
you're
you.
talking about the
95.
90. Yeah.
So look, this is. Well, yeah, I'm gonna hold this. That's
Should you-
documentary stuff. But look, so they asked me, "Am I Dale?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so what they do is they do that. They want to make sure that you own that song and you know who they think they are, because they want to get permission to sample it. And so we go through the back and forth. And I actually knew the guy because before, like Rihanna wanted to sample the song Soulful Morning, and she didn't use it. But I went through.
You went through the whole process, and you understand it.
But it
Prior
never,
to this.
Yeah, prior to
Really?
this. So I
Rihanna
knew.
wants to use your music too.
Yeah, so I knew how that worked.
Damn, Dale.
I know, man.
My
So-
wife loves Rihanna. Go
I
ahead.
do. So we did that deal, but she didn't release the song, and then Big Sean came and did
Right.
it, and that eventually happened. So when they came at me, I understood how this worked. I'm like, yeah, blah blah blah, and they sent me the song so I could hear who was using, because they don't tell you immediately who's
Right.
using it, and they sent me the song, and I'm hearing it now. When I hear it, I'm blown away by what they did to it.
You were happy with what they did to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it sounds great.
Yeah.
I can't say I fully knew who Jack Harlow was. I heard the name and I knew him for the song First Class.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really into his music like that. So I liked it, loved it. Yep, let's do the deal. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I started digging into more of what Jack was doing. I was like, damn, this guy nice.
Yeah.
Real nice. He even did something. I think he had a song. No, he did a performance in Warsaw.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I got more into his catalog. I'm like, wow, this is nice. So for maybe a month and a half or so, I can't remember how the time frame, I had that record. And I got a different version of it that he didn't release because he changed some things. And I'm
Yeah.
riding through the hood.
You were
I'm
bumping
riding
that.
in Canada. I'm riding in Detroit. And I'm bumping it, playing it, looking around. And everybody is banging to it. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, you knew it was a hit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So this is before he
Before he released
dropped
it.
Oh, so
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
drop it and get hold of you after.
No, they handled this. Hey,
They
good
handled it.
businessmen. They did their business correctly. They came at me before they released it.
Wow.
And so, look, when it came out and everybody was calling me, hey man, he sampled your song. I was like, oh really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I hope I get some.
One of my friends said, hey man, they think you dead. Because it was a guy,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
I'm cool with that guy, Kyle.
Yeah.
I've been communicating with him since then. He said, we're wondering if Cadillac Dale is still alive. And my partner called me and said, hey man, they think you dead. I said, let them keep thinking I'm dead. Let them keep thinking it, man.
Rise up.
Let's just stir this all up,
Holy
man.
Toledo, man.
So yeah, I was pleased with what he did, man. And
then the song becomes what, number one?
Number
one.
For how long? For
it was number one on planet Earth
yeah.
for about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. Could you imagine that? Let's soak that in. Planet Earth. People that don't even speak English.
8 billion people.
Just understand that it was
Just
the
listen to
number.
the song, every country. I like
over
to
the
see the
world.
stats on that. That's got to be wild.
It's almost at 1 billion streams right now. It's almost at 1 billion. And that's just Spotify.
Right. That ain't Apple Music. That's not YouTube.
That's huge. So
You
look,
wrote that song.
yeah, I wrote that song. And so that
Man,
song,
good for you, man.
thank you, man.
I mean,
thank you. Look,
that is amazing, man.
when he came to Detroit,
You must have felt like,
Yeah. What was that like meeting him for the first time after everything happened?
I didn't, like I told you, I'm not into sports.
Yeah.
I didn't give a damn about going to no football game.
Oh, this was the halftime show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said, wait a minute. We're working on this documentary. That'd be kind of cool. I get a chance to meet him, and we put that in the documentary.
Yeah.
So I told my manager, yeah, I want to go set it up.
no,
So
wow.
we set it up. And so, you go to the football game, everybody got on the Lions colors. I said, no, I got to go in there. I wanted to be like the black Santa Claus. I said, I'm going to come in there all red. And everybody in the stadium was like, who is he?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
A couple
stood
guys
out.
was like, it's like, what team are you representing? I'm saying, I'm representing my team, sir. And when I met him, man, he was real cool. He said, "Hey, man, thank you." And I was like, "No, thank you, cause you don't know, man. You helped a guy that's been trying to get into this at that level. You just put me on."
I met him in the airport. That's Skilla. Oh, you already talked. Okay, good. I was just talking. I was next to him. I was like, yo, I think that's who was singing. I was like, he's singing. Thank you. That's hard. He's singing the sample. That he rapping off of. Whip your loving on me.
And more so, the guy that found the song, his name is Sean Momberger. I'm bad with names too, so I just and I got so many different people we know in my family that we know named Sean. Me and my wife just call him Burger. So
that's easy.
Yeah,
I like that.
So he actually found the song on the internet.
Is he one of his producers then?
Yeah. So look, Sean Momberger produced. He's one of the producers for Kendrick Lamar. They Not Like Us. I think he got like 4 Grammys. I got a chance to meet him. I got a chance to physically meet him at the Pop Awards. I got a BMI Pop Award, man,
I saw that
a couple
too.
days ago. Hey, I was so geeked to go there, man. At the event,
I was watching some of it, yeah.
I was the first one to walk through the door of the event. I walked to the door. It's like, oh no, it's not open yet. I was like, okay, I'll wait. I was the first one. I was so eager to be in that environment, man, and I'm so glad I went for a couple reasons. Not just to get an award, just to be in that mix,
A part of the community.
a part of that community.
that's
and,
something.
and what sunk in, sometimes people, if you haven't been exposed to that, sometimes them people might seem larger than life,
Right.
but it's not the case.
Regular people.
They just people like you and I.
Yeah.
Do you know who this lady is? I didn't know who she was until I went to the event. Her name is Lauren Christie. She's a songwriter. She's a British songwriter. She produced for Avril Lavigne.
Oh, wow.
She wrote the song Complicated.
Okay.
Wow.
I met her husband because my wife's feet was hurting at this event, and I couldn't find no place for my wife to sit down. And her husband was sitting on this stoop. I was like, "Hey, excuse me, brother. Hey, my wife's feet hurting, man. Can she sit down?" He's like, "Oh yeah." And this guy, this blew me away. I don't know this man. I didn't know him until now. This motherfucker knew everything about me.
Really? Who you were?
Hey man, I had the president of BMI say, he walked up, "Cadillac Dale, I'm so glad you're here." I'm looking like, you know who I am? So it sunk in, man. Being there, man, it's just the experience, man.
How in God's green earth did this cat hear a song that you wrote? I know he found it online, but just think about that for a minute, man.
Yeah.
There are tens or hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of songs out there.
Yeah.
And just to stop and go,
This is the one.
I mean, because you hear them. Like, you're hearing a great song, and all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, this is for him. We need to do this over here.
Exactly.
How did that happen, man?
Hey, you're gonna ask that.
That's from
ask the
above.
Heavenly Father. Because
That's from
I
above.
tell people, hey
It's
man,
something larger
I
than
didn't
life.
do nothing, and I say that I know I wrote the song and we recorded the song, and yeah, I did that, but I literally did not, chase and try to say, hey man, listen to my song.
Right.
I didn't do
It
anything.
just happened.
I was laying in the bed with my wife, just kicking it,
30
talking.
years.
Yeah, and look. I'm almost
That's
still in
just
the beans again,
fantastic,
but
though,
it
man.
is, and it's a testament, man.
What a hell
You
of a
never know.
story.
You never know. All you gotta do is stay alive, and the possibilities are endless.
I want to stay in the music, but this is where what I'm talking about is this training course I see, and or just if a kid listened and or somebody. When you're at work, doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're kicking ass, somebody in the background goes, wow, that young man would be good at my business.
Exactly.
And you don't know who, this could be
You
a
never
Ford,
know.
this could be a Kennedy, this could be...
Hey man, let me tell you how I
this
know
could-
you're right.
Right?
We're gonna
you don't
keep
know
going.
who's watching you.
So
You don't know who's watching
it's true.
you. Say hi to people.
You're absolutely
Thank you for
right.
coming.
Look,
Even at the coffee shop.
I was working for this family, and I don't say their name just to keep their situation private because that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Very well-to-do family, beautiful people. When I first started working for her, the first day, well, let me go back. Before I was working for her, I was their concierge at the building that they lived in.
Okay.
And just like you said, people are watching you.
They're watching you, man.
It was a situation that happened, and I guess my character she saw my character because I reacted in a situation that showed I had good character. And out of nowhere, she asked me to be her personal assistant. I've never done that before in my life. Immediately, the pay was great. So, you know, look, I'm just a man. We work.
Right on.
If the money is better, look, we're gonna do it. I told her,
Right on.
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
I'll try it. And
I don't do this, but I'm going to give it
exactly.
a shot.
I worked for her for 15 years.
And that's step number 2.
Exactly. The first day at work for her, you know what she said? Give me a hug. Who does that? Who gets a job like that, man?
No, they don't. People
And
don't.
to your point, it was all because of my character.
That's right.
So, you know, I feel that, you know, I don't know everything. I know right from wrong. I'm not perfect. I don't walk on water. I've done more right than wrong. But when something is for you, it's for you. You either going to embrace it or not. And I can tell you this, though, man. That situation.
Well, you got me wanting to lean forward. Now, is that jazz up the cameras when I do that right here? Is that jazz? Because he's got me leaning in. I'm mimicking him.
Yeah.
His energy's pulling me in, man. Like I'm a fish out here and he's fishing.
And I remember, man, when that whole thing was happening with the Jack Harlow song, you know, this is something that I've been trying to do for a long time. And it's happening. And it's happening in a major way. Hey, man, I remember when the publishing company approached me, they wanted all my music. That's a big thing. They want to represent all my music.
Gotcha.
It didn't happen that way for one reason or another, but when great things start to happen to you, just like I was telling you, there's forces that don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And these forces was infiltrating people around me to make it difficult to do it. And I remember my sleep was off, man, because I couldn't believe that this was happening. I would wake up in the middle of the night like, is this for real? Is this really happening? But a good friend of mine, my brother Jamal, told me, and Jamal's done well for himself. He told me, hey man, I'm sorry to tell you that there's a cross to bear for being great. And it can get lonely and it's not gonna be easy. He said, but you just gotta fight through it, man, because you one of the greats still. That's just something you're gonna have to deal with it. And he gave me a whole lot of game that I won't even just put out into the world just because we got a personal relationship, but he helped me get through that to understand how to deal with it. But it wasn't easy. Man, you would think that, you know, that happened and it's on and popping.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah, you got to get yourself together for it. I had to get I got young daughters. You know, they 9 and 10 years old. I had to get them prepared because, you know, things could start to take off and you know.
This would be a lot.
Yeah, and they not used. That wasn't something that they asked for. Now they go to school and everybody knows that their daddy is the guy that's singing on the song. Look, my daughter, she's 10 years old. Her friends was trying to get her to buy them PlayStations.
They think you gotta like.
What in the hell?
And they say,
Again, there it goes.
your dad's rich. What?
This ain't how this works.
I'm like, whoa. So I'm schooling them. I said, look, you are supposed to feel good about something that your father accomplished. Absolutely. But I said, listen, don't listen to them damn kids. Don't let them kids pressure you. Because I try to train my daughters, man. I don't raise them like they daughters. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I talk to them like they boys. Because I said, I need you to be tough.
Yeah, that's right.
And I need them kids at the school to know that if they mess with you, they messing with you.
That's right.
And the youngest is the one. The youngest, if my other daughter, if somebody's bothered her, I heard my baby say, what's his class number? The baby is gonna show up at his class and
What's
deal
his
with
dad's
it.
name?
But so yeah,
That's it. I think that's important. That's how
Yeah.
I was raised.
me too.
How is he to you? Jack, how was he to you?
Jack is cool, man. You know, everybody was like, man, you need to be doing this with Jack and doing this with Jack and blah, blah, blah. But look, man, let Jack do his thing. I'm doing mine. I was already doing something before this happened. It's just a blessing. Jack has been cool. I would always like to keep things moving. As a matter of fact, Burgers have even been cooler. We're working on something again. He sent me something. I'm like, wow, this guy found another one of my songs and did something with it. You the first to hear about that. You the first to hear, but he found another one of my songs.
Jack Harlow did.
No,
the producer.
Burger.
Oh, the producer.
Yeah.
So that's what I.
He sent it to me.
I wonder now. You think,
How old is that song?
20 years.
and that's where. And if you don't mind, I'm going to say that I think
Go ahead.
Hush Is Coming, that song Hush Is Coming, will become a major hit globally. Again. It will come, because there's something about that song. It doesn't go away. That song's 20 years old too. I can listen to it today. It feels like it's here. That song, you wrote it 30 years ago. You saw almost 1 billion people. The whole world's listening to this damn thing. And I don't think that certain songs are ever meant to go away. Mm-hmm. Right?
My favorite Hush
Do you
song
feel
is
that? Do you feel that about your music?
What's
to
your
other
favorite
people?
one?
Rise Again.
Rise Again. I showed him that the other day for the first time.
it's-
I've been listening to that. I listen to that before every single basketball game in high school.
Yeah, I have to say Rise Again.
Every single one.
The song that you guys were doing, was it People? Is it?
He's Pain. The new one, Pain.
Yeah. That's
That one-
That short clip
That-
you guys did that
video?
movie?
Pain is running neck and neck with Rise Again.
Really? For your favorite?
Yeah.
I don't run when I have to fight. I might lose, but not tonight. I pay my dues, whether wrong or right. For everything I love, I give my life. I just might fail until I get it right. And I had a whole lot of sleepless nights. And they say the pain let you know you alive. They say the pain let you know you alive.
Damn, then I like Josephine too. I don't know, man.
And what's
but
your favorite song of yours? Although the globe loves that song, Jack did.
Wow.
But what about you? What's your own music?
Nobody ever asked me that.
What's a song where you listen to yourself?
That's kind of hard to say because these songs are my children. So it's like, but if I got,
can't pick one.
I got 150 of them, so I'm gonna have to pick because let's see, out of all of them songs, you know what?
Give three.
I would start this latest project that I did. Is titled Universal, and my friend from Poland produced it. There's a song called Never Alone. I would say that's my favorite right now.
Really?
Yeah. If you listen to the song, it says, when I think about all the times that I was down and out, the only thing that set me free was knowing that he walks with me. So in my time of need, I know that he'll be watching over me. So I go through this life without no fear, cause I know when I need him, he'll be here.
When I think about all the times that I was down and out, the only thing that helped to set me free was knowing that he walks with me. So in my time of need, I know that he'll be watching over me.
The book says, even though I'm by myself, I'm never alone.
Even though I'm by myself, I'm never alone.
And that song hit, man, because as you get older in this business, people start to say, oh yeah, you know, it ain't gonna happen. I had a couple of wives, man. Listen, my second wife don't know how she blew it. We was at it was a karaoke contest, right?
Where's this at now? What?
This was on the Bell.
We're here in Detroit now?
Yeah. What's
Okay.
that big boat? What's the name of that
Where the
boat?
bar was at?
Yes.
And they had the surfboards for the.
I can't remember the name. It's a
Tabletops
boat.
here and there?
It's a boat that's down at the river that they.
I can't think of it. I've been there a million times.
So we on that boat and they got this karaoke contest. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna win this.
I love it.
And she was like, I don't know.
You killed it.
The guy go up there, he sings Sam Cooke. I was born by the river.
Yeah.
He did good too.
Oh, that's a tough one to
Shout
beat,
out, his
too.
name is Greg too. I didn't even know he could sing. I knew that
great
guy.
song,
I didn't
man.
know he could sing.
And he just pulled it out of nowhere.
Yeah, he killed that song. But then I sang Al Green. I won the money, man.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I didn't buy her nothing. Because she didn't believe in me, man. That's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Because I believe so much in myself.
We talk about it all the time. You
My wife
surround
gotta
yourself with
believe
people.
in me, man.
You gotta surround yourself with people that believe in you.
Yeah, man.
All the loyalty, man.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why that song. If I had to pick out of all of them, that would be the one, man. Because
We gotta listen to that tonight.
yeah, it's. I'm sorry. I did a video on that song when I had caught COVID. I did a video. I had the lady's voice when she called me and told me that I had to isolate myself. And while I was sick and had to be in that room. Remember, you had to be away for 10 days.
Yeah.
I made a video in that room, man.
You're like, hey, that's how I started with this Roger Lad. I told you earlier on, man. People were like, Roger, you call him. What's going on, man? What's going on? You know, everybody's freaking out. And they figure I got the inside track somewhere, so I just would go live and say, hey. And then when I saw the Cadillac Dale, I said, hey, what's going on, Dale?
Right.
And I would tell something about our childhood. They're going, oh, man, Roger, okay, stop now. And I'm spilling the beans.
Right.
But there was another side of me, you know, later in life with the Italians and stuff. I never spilled the beans. Mm-hmm. I know when to shut up. Mm-hmm. But if there's a good story, I'm going to tell the story.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, that's just the way that it is. But and your whole life has changed. Yeah. Again, overnight. But was it really overnight? It was 30 years out there.
30 years in the making.
How many ears heard that song before it got to that guy? Who knows?
5,000 on the internet. It got 5,000 plays on
before.
YouTube.
So
Yeah.
you check the number.
Yeah, and look, I gotta.
Now it's got 1 billion.
Right. I gotta find the guy who posted it because I went straight to business mode. I was like, hey, you gotta take that down.
Right.
So I could switch it to my page and get people to come and because I knew that's what happened.
Yeah.
But if I could do that over again, well, I tried to communicate with him, but he was being very elusive. He wasn't, we tried to communicate with the guy and to kind of nicely say.
This is the guy that uploaded it before.
Yeah, so like, hey man, thanks, but we got a situation. But if it wasn't for that guy.
To post that, the producers would have never seen it.
Berger would have never heard it.
Right.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Man,
it's crazy how that all happened.
It really is. And again, you just don't know when. You turn the corner, you meet the person, and you don't know who they are. That was in New York you just left?
That was Beverly Hills.
That was L.A.?
The award show.
Oh, so it was in L.A. I don't know why I thought it was New York. Okay.
I'm going to tell you another funny thing. So I went to Beverly. I went to the hotel I went to recently. I went there one time before. It's with Hush. When we were working on this deal, we performed at the Viper Room. And that's the same hotel where Whitney Houston died.
Oh, yeah.
But when we went to that hotel, I'm walking through the hotel in my robe. Got my Cadillac hat on. I'm walking like I own the place. You know who Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is?
Yeah.
I was Terry Lewis. I met Terry Lewis. He was like, damn, who are you? I was like, I'm Cadillac Dale, man. Nice to meet you. Let's take a picture. So me and him and Hush took a picture. But when we went, my paper was low. I have a whole lot of money. I said, okay, well, shit, I'm going to go get some of these pancakes. Pancakes is cheap, right?
Well, if you think.
Not there.
Pancakes was like $40, 30 or 40 bucks. I barely got out of there, man. I didn't get no sausage, no juice,
no eggs,
no nothing. Just the pancakes.
Can you slip some syrup over here?
Right. So when I had the opportunity to go back, I wanted to go to that hotel. I want the pancakes. I want the shrimp tacos. I want the steaks.
Yeah.
Give my wife whatever she want. I want the chicken. Hey, I'm calling room service. Hey, what kind of wine you got? I want all of it, man.
Yeah.
In that hotel right now, they're going through construction, so they don't even have a swimming pool no more.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Now, here's this. That hotel, when they're done with it, it will be the first 7-star hotel in the United States.
Is that right?
Really?
The first one. they redoing. It was so quiet there, man. It was hardly anybody there. It was like, this is meant to be. I get this. It's like I felt like I had the whole hotel to myself. Room service was like that. Everything I needed, they was just like that. My wife even said after the event, she needed some olive oil to take off her makeup. They had the olive oil sitting there right at the side of the bed, man. It's just beautiful, man.
So who did you see out there? Tell me what stars were out there. Tell me about it. You walk into this room.
So
it's music. It's.
Did you see my post? I met Benson Boone.
You and Benson Boone. So did you get to have a conversation with him, or?
The first person I talked to in Benson Boone's circle was his father. Y'all resemble each other, as a matter of fact.
Is that right?
Hair was kind of like yours. I said, man.
Kind of.
I was like, I know this got to be an amazing feeling for you, man, to see your son get this, man.
Wow.
I was like, I want to meet him, but I said, I wanted to meet you first, man. I was like, congratulations, man. You did your thing, man. Then I went to him. I was like, look, bro, you inspired me to pick up my guitar, because it ain't no way in hell I'm doing no acrobats.
Right.
You see him jump off the piano on the Grammys?
This is crazy.
He jumped off the piano and did it. I was like,
he's a good performer.
Damn.
He's a great balls of fire.
He's a look again. See, I know the song because they played it a million times. But when you in that environment, man, and you really get to see the person, I see why he's doing what he's doing. Yeah. This is just an amazing human being, man. He just happens to be able to sing real good. But him just it was different, man.
You probably really enjoyed. Did you really enjoy that?
I told you at the
first one.
I'm the first one in the door, man. I met him. I got a chance to meet my man Berger. In real life, he introduced me to some of the other producers that were there. Who else? It was somebody else that was. I can't remember, man. I was really, 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 really excited to meet Sean Momberger, because that's the guy, man, that found my music and helped me get in the situation. Meeting Benson was cool as well. So you signed with the label now? You're with a label too? Is that? I did it big fella style. So I'm not signed to a record company. I'm my own entity, but I was able to secure a publishing deal. And I'm learning more about this industry. It's the records, it's the publishing, and then there's the touring. Doing the live shows. They're all different entities, and they all got their different laws and bylaws. So I end up eventually being able to sign a publishing deal with Warner. And so look, that's big. Warner, they handle the publishing for Gershwin, for Dr. Dre, for Bruno Mars. Just to name a few. Right. So again, man, this young guy from the east side, I was like, yeah. And I was immediately, I try not to put emotion into business, but I'll be lying if I say that it didn't play a part of it. Because when you get a good feeling, you gotta trust these feelings. That's why you're still alive. That feeling says, oh no, I'm not gonna go that way. But do this. Yeah. So I met the first person that reached out to me, her name is Gabs Landman. Now, Gabs manages, I can't remember, oh man, I wish I could remember the girl who she manages. But she manages this young lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she wrote songs for, what's the Carpenter girl name?
Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, she wrote songs for her. This girl, Amy is I can't remember Amy's last name, but Amy just won a Grammy for, I'm drawing a blank. But let me go back to Gabs. It was an immediate connection.
Good.
I don't know this lady. She said, I don't know a whole lot about you, but I feel like what's happening for you right now in this situation is justice. Damn.
Justice.
And I'm gonna tell you what, that goes back.
That's a deep word,
is.
Man.
That goes back to what I was telling you with this documentary and that first song, Soulful Moaning. And because there's a deep story. I'll let you do your homework on that, man.
Yeah.
But it's a deep story behind that song. It's really deep. And justice is exactly what was happening. And the fact that she felt that drew me to her. We still good to this day. So
Wow.
when that was happening, look, man, I had everybody that wanted to do a publishing deal with me. Universal, I didn't even know Pharrell had a publishing company.
Yeah.
He wanted to sign me too, but I had a connection with Gabs, but I'm still, I'm listening to my managers and my lawyer. Well, we're gonna do the best thing, make it even better. They came with the best deal, so it was a no.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
That's great.
I had a good feeling with them.
So did you bring? I mean, obviously all the music, but are you saying, hey, or are they saying, yeah,
we didn't bring all of the music because and that's deep too because.
Do you put together 10, 20 songs and say, hey, let's
We started with two. We started
Okay.
with two. The song that I did with Jack Harlow,
Whatever.
and whatever. So we started with those. But like I'm telling you, there's something else that's brewing. Maybe we'll do something with them too. Because in this game, there's a bunch of different publishers out here, and there's different people making moves, and you want to try to align yourself with somebody who can see your vision and help take your songs and move them around to different people. And I got another guy. I don't know if you know him. I met him through Hush. His name is Peter Bonetta. Peter Bonetta.
I don't know if I
His son is Julian Bonetta. Julian Bonetta wrote I Lose Control. He wrote that.
Wow.
This
That's a
wait
good
a minute.
song.
I don't know if I think he might have produced it. No, let me I'm getting too excited.
Either way.
Yeah. Julian won. He won when I was at the awards show a couple of days ago. Julian won like 5 Billboard
cleaning
awards.
up.
Yeah,
Wow.
He was cleaning up. And I think didn't Teddy Swims win a Grammy? I think he won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Julian has been cleaning up, and Peter Bonetta, which is his father, he played. Oh God, I wish I could remember. Hush knows these bands that Peter played with, but Peter told me, he said, "Look, Dale, Gabs is amazing." He said, you new to all of this, but I'm telling you, out here, Gabs is amazing. You with the right people, you with good people. He said, don't take it to heart if they don't make you their number one priority. He's like, that's not the way this works.
Right.
There's a lot of people ahead of you who are killing it. That's their number one priority. He said, your job is to keep staying creative because it's obvious that you have something. And my man Peter was not lying. 2 days later, Sean Momberger sent me this music that he sampled of mine. Again, I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, yeah, I think we got something. And he said, I'll keep you posted. So I'm just staying posted and staying creative because either way it go, I know that I don't have control of these things. The only thing I can control is the music that I'm making.
Right.
That's it. And I'm fine with that. I can't say, hey, I want you to sing or rap over my song or sing. I can't. I'll be spinning my wheels. I can't do that, man. My contribution is what I do creatively.
Is what you're putting together.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I do that.
And now your opportunity for them to hear that is
greater.
improved tenfold, man.
Yeah, everybody don't have Gabs Landman's phone number.
Right.
That's
Or a song that was listened to a billion times.
that's true. But and
I mean, just think about that for a minute. Let's go back to that.
Yeah, man. And look, I was blessed, man. I'm trying to, when I get a chance to speak in a situation like this, I'm hoping that other people around me that have helped me can hear that I acknowledge them. My manager now, she was managing me 30 years ago.
Wow.
Some crazy things happened.
Yeah.
We went our separate ways. She started managing another artist named Kim. He's come here, inside. She managed him for years.
Yeah.
Done well with him. Eric Benet. She's been killing it.
Yeah.
I've been just sitting back watching her do her thing, admiring her. Whenever I would see her, it was all love. And we started working on this documentary. In the documentary was kind of built around the song Soulful Morning because there's a lot of misconceptions as it relates to me and that song. I was in a group when we did that song. It wasn't just me. And as we're doing this documentary, which is about me and my journey through music, that song is part of it. The Jack Harlow thing happened. And she wasn't my manager when we were doing the documentary, but when that situation happened, they started saying things that I don't know about. It was a blessing to have her right there. Toya Hankins helped me navigate.
Navigate.
Yeah, because look, when you don't know certain things, man, that's how you get jammed up in a situation.
That's a fact.
Yeah, because you don't know. I didn't know how this whole thing works, man. So I remember I would reach out when it first started happening. I was reaching out to people to get some insight, and unfortunately, a lot of them wasn't getting back at me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with that because a lot of these people, they know, because I know that they know. They doing pretty good in their field, but they wasn't getting back at me. You know, I needed a lawyer. I don't have an entertainment lawyer. Hey, who's your lawyer? Oh, yeah.
Right.
They didn't do it, man. They didn't do it.
I don't understand that. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I was. My wife was the closest person to me. So before I had a manager, my wife believes in me. Because I told you, that's my wife got to believe in me. My wife was believing in me, and she was trying to find things. And she's always. We're both artists, but she was always, and to this day, she's always trying to find ways to help me progress. Yeah. There was stuff she didn't know. I didn't know. Look, man, this Jack Harlow thing is happening in my face.
Yeah, you know, there's no way around this. It's going to happen.
So
whether you're in or out,
Toya Hankins was the blessing, man. To this day, Toya Hankins was the blessing. She helped me. She helped line me up with the right people. I had a couple different conversations with different attorneys. One attorney, man, I ain't like. You know what he told me? He said, because I told him I got all these songs. I wanna do this, and then he said, "Oh no, well that's not gonna happen." And I was like, I don't like him. He don't believe. I can't have no. Yeah, I can't. You can't be with me if you can't. Even if you don't believe it, you better not tell me you don't believe it.
Right.
I need somebody that's seeing where I'm trying to go. I am dreaming the impossible dream. And if I can't have people with me that's trying to do the same thing, it don't work.
Don't work.
No, so you know, I was blessed, man, at that time to have some people that could help me navigate through that, man. And to this day, we still just pushing forward. I got a couple things that are really at the front of my list. Even before that happened, like I told you, all I do is make the music. And I navigated through it the best way that I can. I've been working on this idea called a Cadillac Dale show that's about all me and all of the people who I do music with. Yeah. And it's a bunch of them. And it's all different types of music. I made a decision. Remember, I told you, I know that I'm good at what I do. And I want to put purpose to it. The day that I pushed the button to release my last album, I pushed another button to start this thing called I Will Sing for Food. And what that means, you know how you see the guy that say he'll sing for food? I'm not going to have a sign, but I'm going to sing and do different events to raise money to help feed people. Wow. And that's a promise that I made to my father to help. And look, I mean, it might sound corny, man.
I don't think it is at all.
I'm one of them people that was actually praying, say, look.
How important is God in you coming up as an artist?
Very. That's it's even beyond just an artist, but I will attach it to that because I never asked God to. I asked God for a couple things. I asked God to help me keep my wife when I messed up. I asked God to help keep me strong when my mother passed away, and I asked God to help me take this gift that He gave to me, help me use it for a bigger purpose than me. I asked for that. I really asked for that. And when that happened, that situation happened, man, I remember I sat back, I was like, you know, I wouldn't be a solid guy if I didn't honor what I asked. If I wouldn't, you can't make a deal with God and go back on your deal, man. You can't do that. I can't remember exactly what book in the Bible it was, but I think his name was Jonah. God told him to go to this city and tell these people something, and he didn't want to go because he was scared to go to this city. So he tried to do something else, and he was on this boat trying to go somewhere else, and God made the storm fall, and he fell off the boat. No, a whale swallowed him and took his ass
Took
there.
him there, and that was that.
See what I'm saying?
If a whale gets you.
So it's not easy, man. You know, a lot of times I try to do such things on a big scale, but I was talking to myself earlier today. I was like, Dale, you ain't doing what you said you was gonna do, because I'm trying to. I got it in my mind. I want to do it big, but then it hit me. My wife makes the best soup in North America. She gonna make soup. We gonna give it to people. My daughter makes cookies. We gonna give it to people. My other daughter makes lemonade. We gonna give it to people. And that don't take nothing to do, man. You know, it's so many people on the street in Windsor, man. I can make my impact just like that. I have to talk to myself and push myself. I'm horrible at pushing other people. I'm real good at pushing me. My lawyer told me something, man, when I did an interview with her. She said, I don't just take clients. I interview the clients that I want to take. And I was like, well, we on the same page, because I don't just, take a lawyer. I ain't no crook. I want somebody that sees the thing. And she taught me something. She said, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4, but she said there's a couple things that ruin artists. 1, you don't pay your taxes. 2, mismanagement of your money. 3, substance abuse. And she said this 4th one is really subtle, but it gets a lot of people. She said, I can't remember the name of it. It's this thing where you feel like you have to help all your friends. I can't remember.
MC Hammer, man.
She said a lot of people, when they get success, they feel like they have to help the people around them. And she's like, it's a normal thing, but it's one of the things that kills an artist. And so I'm aware of that, because I love all of my friends, but it's a fine line, man. And I even noticed that even some people that was close to me, this is crazy. Whenever I post something, when I'm balling, oh my God. I had people come out of the woodworks, man. I couldn't believe some of the stuff they was asking me for. Look, I took a picture, man. I had on this white fur coat. And fur coats ain't new to me. Yeah. I've been wearing fur coats. I got a fur coat that's 20 years old. Still look good. Shout out to Wolverine. Wolverine fur. But look, I've been wearing fur coats, man. Okay, this is not nothing new. Right. But I bought this one because I was celebrating. I was treating myself. Yeah. Man, I wore that fur coat. I started seeing messages where people was telling me about the hard times they was having, and this happened, and my son in jail, and this and this, and my electricity got cut. I'm like, whoa. So artists, that is something that come with it, man. You have to learn to deal with. Yeah, and look, for the real, I'm a real guy, man. I know that. I tell my wife, this could end tomorrow, okay? But these still work. I've been working since I was 14, man. Right. I know how to. I've like you. I've had almost every job. The only job I never had. I don't know. I did a little bit of preaching. My uncle was a preacher, and he had me doing some of that a little bit. The only job I never did was work for the undertaker. But almost every other job I've had. So I don't have a problem with working. I'm just taking advantage of the situation that I'm in, even with the family that I was working with. When I told them, hey, I'm going to take this shot, they was like, you should. Go take your shot. If it don't work, come back. I'm a generous person, man. I give whenever I feel like giving, but like one of my partners said, King Kong could win he could beat me in a dice game, but he ain't gonna take nothing from me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, I'm fair and
Yeah.
I'm generous, but you know, it's just a fine line, and it don't happen all the time, but it's a thing.
When it does, when you're staring it in the face, you're going, well, I don't know, man. You know, it just don't even make sense.
Yeah.
And what is that person? What is really going on, or what have you? And we all struggle. We've all been in positions. And listen, in construction, we have months sometimes. I got so many jobs going, my head's spinning.
Yeah.
And the older I get, I feel like I just, man, okay, we're gonna run over here, and he says, hey, Dad, you remember? Oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm thinking, oh shit, man. But then we have slow months too, and you say, okay, but then you save for those. You save for those months, right? Because when I finish your kitchen, I'm out of a job.
Yep. Yep.
But I chose that life,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Here you're writing. You get paid for these songs. That song may have never been found, but thank God that it came across that guy. That guy thought, wow, this guy. Now here you are. You're doing well for yourself and your family. But now, you know, you got, like you said, you got your daughters, and they're younger, and you know, you got to make sure that they're good.
And I have to guard myself from myself.
Right, because those fur coats ain't cheap.
Hey, look, man, I talked myself out of buying. I went online, man. I had me a Corvette all built out. I had me a new Cadillac all I had to do was hit the buttons. All I had to do was hit the buttons, and both of those cars would have been right there. I said, "Don't do that."
So right.
I got a Cadillac and a truck already before I did that. So I did some things that I wanted to do, but I had to protect myself from myself.
Because we all do. We all do.
But you know what one of my friends told me? He was like, "Look, Dale, you right. Don't act stupid with your money." But he say, "Bro, you have to celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do something.
Yeah, of course.
Don't go nuts." And my baby daughter, she won't let me do nothing. That's the accountant, man. She be on me. She's like,
That's great.
she said, "How much did you pay for that?" She grabbed my necklace, not the necklace I got on. I got another bad one, boy. She said, "How much you pay for that?" I said, "I paid a nice penny for it." I said, "But gold increases its value."
It goes up. It's making money on my neck. It's
Yeah,
the only
man.
thing that we've got, because that car ain't making no money.
No, it ain't making no money, man. But,
No, you
know,
have to
It's
take-
it's a fine line, man. Again, 30 years, and I tell my partners, man, 30 years is a long time to put into that grind. But again, that's nothing. I'm willing, man. Look, I was willing to wait a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Because this is something that I'm just totally dedicated to. And I remember at one point I said, "You know what, Dale? You might not get it until you out of here."
Right.
That happens for a lot of people.
Yeah. I said, you could pass on. And then out of nowhere, somebody discover your music and say it's the greatest thing ever.
And then it happens.
I don't know if you know the story about Otis Redding. When you think of Otis Redding, what song comes to mind?
He was Motown, right? I remember Otis.
No, he was from Memphis, I
you
think.
sure? But he wasn't on the Motown?
Do you know
who were they
Do you
talking-
know who Otis Redding is?
Wait a minute. So who were they talking about when? Oh, I'm thinking of Jackie.
Jackie Wilson.
Yeah. When the Commodores
Well,
did
hold on.
the night shift. They're talking about Jackie
That's
Wilson.
Jackie Wilson. Yeah,
He's
Jackie
in my
Wilson.
head right now. His song is playing in my head.
What song come to mind to you by
Okay,
Otis
well,
Redding?
it's tough though because now the Jay-Z and Kanye Otis, kids my age listen to that, right?
Okay.
And nobody knows actual Otis, right?
Okay.
But I don't know. Hard to Handle, the Black Crows took that, right?
You are right.
But
you are. That's a great song.
yeah, I don't know what my favorite of his would be though.
Well, what's the most popular song that you would say when you think of? As soon as you say Otis Redding, what song comes to mind? It might not even be none of the Jay-Z or other stuff that somebody used. What's the first one that comes to mind?
Sitting there on the
Dock of the Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
He did that song shortly he died in a plane crash. So he didn't get to witness.
See what happened to that song.
He don't know that the whole world
Yeah.
know that song.
It's crazy.
Man, the whole world knows that song. That
He
song's
don't
in
know
so
that.
many movies.
He didn't get to experience
song's history, man.
Exactly. He didn't get to experience it.
I didn't know that.
And see, I came to understand that, and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And I say, okay, I just got to make sure I take care of my business so that my family would see that. And I even told my daughter, I told my youngest daughter, I looked her in her eye and said, I'm gonna leave all of this music, all of these songs that I did for you and your sisters. I said, never sell it. I'm gonna teach you how to manipulate it and move it around, but you cannot let anybody have it. You have to keep it because you got to give it to the next generation and the next generation. And I'm stuck on that. My mother-in-law put me on that. Her father wrote this song. I'm going to redo it. It's called the County Jail Blues. It's a blues song that her father wrote. And I heard it. I was like, damn, this sounds good. I said, when did your father make this? She said, oh, I was a baby when he made this. So you see my point? We don't know. These things that happen in your mind, these intellectual properties are precious.
I mean, protect it. I'm just amazed that they called you first. That's great.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that tidbit.
Yeah.
It's not
A lot of people, yeah.
I thought that they maybe did it, and then you thought that holy Toledo.
See, I didn't know that Jack has roots in Detroit.
Yeah. He got deep ties in Detroit.
Deep ties. He performed at that football game because
Remember
his
the
great-grandfather,
Yep.
his great-grandfather died at a Lions game on Thanksgiving Day.
Is that right?
That was deep, man.
Did I hear that day? I think I must have heard that.
So
that rings a bell.
When people was talking shit about
The
know,
show wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying that.
so they didn't understand why the man took the gig. He took it because it was a personal.
His roots here.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I got this song coming out, and I sampled a guy from Detroit.
He's got a line in Lovin On Me where he's talking about Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the exact line
He said,
is.
I get love in Detroit like Skilla Baby.
Skilla Baby, yeah.
So, and dig this. This tripped
That's
me out.
wild.
Me and my wife sitting on the phone, going, everybody on their phones at night. We just on the internet. And I'm looking at this picture. You know the rapper Cash Doll?
Yeah.
Cash Doll is playing basketball, and it's a photo of her getting ready to shoot the jump shot. And it's an old picture, and I'm like, that's Jack Harlow holding the basketball. How old is this picture? So he been moving around doing this thing. I just, because that's a different generation.
Right.
I don't know. But even my oldest daughter told me, oh yeah, all the guys here love Jack Harlow.
Yeah. His first song to go was definitely when First Class hit. Everyone knew who Jack Harlow was, and then after that, he's got yours, and then he's got a couple that were number one now.
Oh, it's an amazing story. Yeah. That really is. If we only talked about just that, and then you said, guys, I gotta go. It's an amazing story, man.
Yeah,
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
What? And so that just goes to show you the strength of the music. When I was talking to Abdul about it with his family, he's like, Raj, these guys obviously they've gotten older. His dad passed last year, and they went all to New York, saw a play with Four Tops and Temptations, and that's their new. He's like, Raj,
they're just taking the kids.
They're taking them from the play
and plugging them in.
And he goes,
wow,
because the band still sells out at your Fox Theater type. Right, your 55, 75, 100 people at venues, and they sell out all everywhere they go.
Wow.
And that music's 56 years old, maybe even older. And the cool thing about it is that music is being played even more in movies. So the kids today hear it.
Yes.
Right? But it's John Orlando said this to me on the phone. He said, Roger, when you talk about the Temptations and Four Tops, I mean, his dad had several major hits. Yeah. He was the president of the record label. Found most of your comedians, because all those old timers didn't have opening bands. They had an opening comedian. So you name it. Jay Leno.
A bunch of them.
His dad found all those guys. His dad found, as far as music was concerned, we had lunch with him several times. It's like your head blows up. You're like, what? James Taylor? Yeah, James. I found James Taylor, but he was already playing his music. But Tony said, I'm gonna bring him on a label. And then when Tony had a show, but it was just like, he said, when you talk about the tops and the temps and a lot with Motown, man, you're talking about music, I think that they'll still listen to 100 years from now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just redid a Temptations song.
Which one?
Well, actually, they weren't the first to do it. It's called The Impossible Dream.
Okay.
You remember they did an album, it was all classics that they did on that album.
Yeah.
And when I was little, my mother used to put us to sleep listening to that album and that song. And man, when I was singing that song, me and my wife, because me and my wife be chilling. When COVID hit, we used to just hang out in my truck. We call it the Rams Club. We just be sitting in the truck drinking and just listening to music. And
So we were in the van watching movies. One time we decided to come out to the driveway just watch a movie in the van and get the hell out of the house.
Exactly.
I'm sitting in the van in my driveway.
Exactly.
I'm sitting right here. We didn't have this one. I'm sitting in the van. We're watching a movie. I'm going,
Man,
have we lost our minds as
we
society?
turned our truck into a nightclub. And so my wife would pick out,
Love it.
because my wife is like my A&R. She finds different instrumentals. And she found this instrumental, actually an instrumental from the Migos.
Okay.
And as I'm hearing it, I could hear the Temptations song. So I took the Migos and the Temptations.
The Migos song is called Avalanche. They took sample Temptations in that song.
Well, this song that I took
maybe
from
it's
them.
another one.
No, it's another one.
Yeah,
Because I took a song that
Migos
they
sample
did.
a ton of people.
I took this song, and the producer's from Cleveland, so I took that instrumental, and as I'm singing this Temptation song, my wife was going, ooh. See, you gotta follow them signs, man. I was hitting her heart. She was like, what song is that? I was like, you never heard that song? She's like, no, what? Say it again. So I knew that I was on something, and I went and recorded it. I haven't even released it yet. But to your point, and I learned this from my OGs, from Joe Pep and Clay McMurray. They say, a good song is a good song, period. It will be a good song
No
forever.
matter what.
Period.
Yeah.
Forever. As long as you got ears, as long as people are listening to music, if you write a good song, it's going to be a good song forever.
It's a what's the word? I don't want to say psychology, but so when you're going to sell something, you want to touch every sight, smell, right, all your senses, right? Touch, to feel, the whole nine. But with music, you could take a person and they might not even know it, but you could be at just driving down the street, hear a song, and you're right back at De La Salle. I hear a song, man, I know exactly where I was, what happened. Like Hush was talking about, it was Kumo D's Wild Wild West, right? And then he was talking about Big Daddy Kane. 1989, I'm in Daytona Beach, Big Daddy Kane's playing, and I'll never forget when I heard, I thought, man, what the hell is this? Not the Big Daddy Kane, and he's got the cane, you know? And he was all like, he was kind of like a Slick Rick. Yeah. You know, he's got the cane, he's got this groove to him. I go, what in the? But there wasn't a white kid in Daytona Beach that wasn't listening to that. Yeah. And it was Funky Cole Medina. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And those songs will bring me right to that date. I start laughing. But you could be crying a minute before. Yep. And laughing. Now there's songs that I hear, I got to be honest with you, and it's the same thing with being upset. Like there's a few songs that remind me of Mike, a few of my buddies that passed cancer. Yep. Man, I heard one the other day, and I was sitting in this fan when I heard the song. I looked out the window and I thought, man, I'll let the song play, because sometimes I just turn it off, because I don't want these guys to see me upset.
I'm the same way.
And I thought, man, I was thinking, God, I miss him so much. It was my friend Steve Morris, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I just want to start bawling, because I'm thinking, damn it, man.
I know that feeling.
Music touches everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? It just touches, like, oh, this is good ice cream, but that's taste. You know, or you go to a Thai restaurant, whoo, I can smell the fresh bread, or the, you know. But music, for whatever reason, there was a girl in Detroit, this guy, I had a car lot I used to have, and this guy, I had asked him, I said, you know what, I want to get involved in music, man. I think we can make money in it. All our guys were just starting to rise up. And I said I could call in favors or whatever. I'm thinking, how do we, because this is where the money's at, this is where we can have some fun at. And I said, do you know anybody who can sing? He says, yeah, this girl, Charlotte. And I says, man, call her up and have her come here. So she came to the dealership. Here she goes walking up. And I said, how you doing? I'm Roger. And he goes, sing that song. And it was I Keep On Falling.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys. And I was sitting I had a little car lot downriver, right? Southwest Detroit. And the hair on my arm, and I was talking about that earlier, it went up. And I thought to myself, holy moly, man. Where did this talent just come from, and why am I sitting here with it? But and I had her. I said, "Can you do me a favor?" And she says, "Roger, anything." I says, "Will you sing at my wedding at St. Peter's Church?" And she says, "Yeah." So she came and she sang a song during the mass, and it was just beautiful, man.
Wow. I'm supposed to. You know who Jessica Care Moore is? She's a poet, world-renowned poet.
Jessica
Care Moore.
I will do my homework on her.
She's the truth. I'm supposed to do something with her. I redid a Bill Withers song, and we have an idea for her to put some poetry at the beginning of it.
Down south in Savannah, Georgia. I think it's called Aunt May's or something. It's Southern style. You sit at the table, Christmas style. I call it Christmas. But they call it it's a table. And if you were there and he was there and I was there, we didn't know each other. They still see us together.
So you sit down at a restaurant?
It's at a restaurant. And so they wait till 8 people are there. And then those 8 people sit at the round table no matter who the hell you are.
Wow.
So then it was great. You get to talk to everybody, different people from all over the globe, because you're in Savannah, people are traveling. And you have, it's not white food, I promise you. It's Southern, black, man, it was unreal.
Yeah,
But you couldn't eat it every day.
It's interesting because.
Is it bad that I said it's black?
No.
There was no white women over there.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Southern food is like that. There's this guy. I wish I knew his name. It's this guy. It's a white guy. He got a long beard and he's wearing these overalls. And he said, "Look, I got these black-eyed peas here. Then I got this pot roast." And he said, "You know what I got over here? This motherfucking cornbread." It's a Southern thing. It's a
Southern thing, but to me it was just like, man, this is out of this world, man.
And a lot of people don't know how deep it's rooted into a French thing. That's
the Creole,
the whole
Cajun.
The whole reason that them people speak English like that is because of their French influence.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot of people, they ain't nobody speaking real English but the people there over in England. Everybody else just speaking the broken English.
That's true.
I like when I'm riding through Detroit, I point out to my daughters like, yeah, I did a show in there.
Yeah.
And there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there.
Have you got any coming up?
Do I have?
You do something this summer anywhere?
Oh, I'm performing at the Garden Theater at the end of May 30th. So this guy, he does these tribute concerts where we're going to be honoring Frankie Beverly. So we're going to do all of these Frankie Beverly songs.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to throw... People say I look like Frankie Beverly when I throw on a white hat and I'm wearing all white.
And is that the Garden?
The Garden Theater. It's on Woodward, and it's a new theater in Detroit.
How important was Detroit to you coming up as an artist?
I mean,
it's credit to the city. Or
oh yeah, absolutely. This is the only place I know, and I understand
Ain't no place like the D.
It ain't no place. I see where you went with that. Yep, absolutely, man. I come to just because I study this, man. I understand that Detroit, man. We really put this music thing on the map. There was nobody doing it like that. There just wasn't. And I was talking to somebody. I'm working on this other song. It's a spin from the Frankie Beverly and May song called Look at California. And I changed it to This Ain't California and it's a story behind this. Motown moved from Detroit to California. Just imagine what Detroit would have been like music-wise if Motown would have stayed. Eminem would have been on Motown. Possibly. That foundation left, man, and it left a lot of creative people having to go other places to do their thing. But just imagine if they would have stayed here.
You take that entire group of singers
and beyond,
all from Detroit.
Yeah.
They're all from this region. It's what?
Imagine the people
How did that happen?
that could have came behind them. Maybe
Oh my God.
maybe it wouldn't have took me 30 years.
Right.
Because that foundation was here.
Was here.
You know, they used to be able to just walk to Motown and say, "Hey, I got a song," and they'll sit and listen to you. Yeah, let me hear you. You don't got that. I mean, you got it now, but it's not like what.
Not like that.
No.
No.
It's not like
my
that.
My dad at the high school dance. It was the Supremes. It was Stevie Wonder, little Stevie Wonder because he was a kid, and it would be I can't believe he's in trouble right now. Smokey. At the high school
My grandmother
dance.
told me a story about Smokey.
At the high school
my
dance.
father and his brother, they was having a basement party, and my grandmother said Smokey Robinson came and he had his coat, you know, he didn't have his sleeves in the coat, just had it hanging on. And he just walked and opened the door. She was like, excuse me, who are you? He was like, I'm Smokey Robinson. She said, well, I don't care who you is. You knock on this door, you don't just walk in my house. So, but you know, that history is there. And I often think, man, you know, it's not out of reach for it to still be a great record company here. You know, because everything is different now. I mean, it's all from a laptop, a click of a button.
Yeah.
But nobody's put that interest into really making, you know, this a place to do that. People do, but unless you have that, you gotta have that backing
and power.
or maybe you gotta have that one song, man, that just. And I believe it's possible. Somebody could come from here and just create this one song that just take off. Benson Boone didn't learn. He didn't start singing. He didn't even know he could sing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that story. He was saying that he was playing piano in the band, and the singer, something happened to the singer, and they asked him to do it, and that's when he found out he could sing.
Wow.
And
I didn't know.
out of nowhere, you know, this guy, he wasn't pursuing music like that.
Just happened.
It just happened. So maybe somebody from Detroit is gonna make this song, man, and I don't know. I just really feel like that foundation.
That Bob left, Kid Rock. I'm surprised he left.
I'm not surprised.
Down there.
Well, see, the lures of that industry, man. You know, and that's where everything is happening at. It's happening in these other places.
In Nashville.
You can't be country and not live in Nashville.
It's interesting you say that. Look, I'm talking. I make a ton of music. I was talking to my manager. I got 10 projects that I ain't even released, and one of them is called "A Cowboy in a Cadillac."
Ooh.
A cowboy in a Cadillac.
I like that.
Okay, let's ask about that name real quick. Cadillac Dale. Were you driving the Cadillac when you got it? No.
No, I got
Who
that.
gave it to you?
Cadillac Jerry, get inspired.
Cadillac Jerry.
Cadillac Jerry.
There we go.
Cadillac Jerry was an OG, older guy, man. He used to live in the building where I worked at the Lafayette Towers. And look, Cadillac.
You lived out of Lafayette?
I worked I was a janitor and a doorman and a leasing consultant at the Cadillac Tower. I mean at Lafayette Tower.
Okay.
And Cadillac Jerry used to live there. Now let me paint this picture. Cadillac Jerry always had a pressed shirt on. In the summertime, it was a short sleeve shirt. He always had his wallet in the pocket. Always, always groomed. And he had a gray goatee. At that time, I wasn't gray, but I used to look at Cadillac Jerry in admiration, just like.
Don't think, man.
All the ladies loved him. Young ladies, old ladies, white ladies, black ladies, they all loved him. He used to just sit in the lobby and just, you know, and talk. He's retired. He always said, he didn't wear a whole lot of gold, but he always had something gold. It was just like I am, a necklace and he always had a Cadillac. Every time I would see him with he had a blue one, and then one day the blue one would be gone. I see a yellow one. He's always trade them up, just different Cadillacs. And he got that name. I can't remember how you. Well, I'm sure it's because he used to work at the plant and he always drove a Cadillac and people called him Cadillac Jerry. But it wasn't really just the car. I adopted mainly because of how his mannerisms were. He was cool. Just
Oh, man, this guy's cool.
So that
All right.
drew me to it, but
I like
as I started to dive more into Cadillac, I understood that Antoine De La Moth, Cadillac, is the guy that found Detroit. So Cadillac is synonymous to Detroit. And
Yeah.
then Cadillac means the best of its kind. So I'm the best of my kind.
So he calls you though. He called you.
He never called me Cadillac. He don't know. He's passed on. He don't even know that I
So
called
he
him.
didn't get-
Wait a minute.
He didn't call you Cadillac Dale?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Who
yeah,
actually
yeah,
gave you the name,
yeah.
or did you
No,
come up?
I came up with the name, and it's been so long. He does know. Yeah, I did tell him like, hey man,
Yeah.
because I used to just go by Dale,
Yeah.
and I said, okay, I'm gonna call myself Cadillac Dale. He said, right on, man. Do that, and I got his blessings on that, and I just rolled with that because I changed my name because it was a lot of connection to that other song that wasn't cool. It just wasn't cool. And I wanted to separate myself. And I like my man Stretch Money say, I reinvented myself. I stayed down with it and then I reinvented. They thought that I was hanging up my jersey, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I changed myself and made it better. So
And then somebody said, well, you should just be the East Side Pope. And then I said, I like the Pope because that puts you at the top.
Yeah.
It wasn't a religious thing to me. It wasn't like I'm the Pope. But to me, it was like, man, if you're the Pope, who the hell? There ain't
Exactly.
nobody above you.
Exactly.
Except the Lord and shit. And my dad's like, who's this Pope? Well, then it just stuck. And the people were calling me that for a long time.
really?
Yeah. And then like Mike Martinez wrote on his shirt, I got it in the basement. It says, I always wanted to be the president, but I'd rather be the Pope.
Wow.
And he wrote that real fast, right? Because I wanted something from Mike he got me the shirt, one of his Black Magic Crossings, and he wrote that on there, and then he put it inside a glass case and gave it to me for Christmas one year.
Wow.
And I thought that was really cool.
Very cool.
And you have to read it. You don't know what the hell it means unless
Right.
you knew that that's what they were calling me back then. And then all hell broke out for me, so then I kind of stepped away from that name. But all the old timer guys, they still call me that. They see me.
Okay.
But nobody knows what the hell. They just, people, it's sad. But were you, it's like Cadillac. Like when I met you at church, even Steve Bachowski goes, hey, did you ever meet Cadillac before? That's what he said. He didn't call you Cadillac. They said, ever meet Cadillac? And I looked at Steve Bachowski and says, yeah, I just met him.
Steve was the first person to reach out to me to get at your show.
Really?
He was the first one. I'll just be busy ripping and running, but I like Steve, man.
I was
like
first
him.
grade.
I ain't known him. I ain't known him for a long time, but the spirit was always 100, man.
He will do anything. Send your guys' music to people. He came over one time and he was telling me what Mike and Hush and this one and that one. He was at home sending the CD. They didn't even know. He was sending it to the record label,
I didn't know
presidents
that.
and people. And he goes, Roger, I'm telling you, because one day he called me. I was down south. He says, hey, there's this new guy out, man. He's from here. And I said, what's his name? He goes, Eminem. And I said, yeah. He goes, Roger, this guy's going to be huge. His music's great, but nobody really knows him yet. And then he's the first one to introduce me to Bob, Kid Rock.
Wow.
Hey, you got to meet this DJ. I was like,
Steve is
okay.
cool, man.
And he's always liked music, and he's always been around music. But when he really likes, like if he liked your music, he's got to tell somebody about it. That's just how.
he always been.
He's a really
just
nice
real
people,
warm, man. Real warm. The couple of times I was around him, that's why. And I follow him on Facebook, man. I always feel like I'm in the same place where he at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, so I was first grade out with him. I'm a godfather of his youngest. He's a godfather of my youngest. Mike was a godfather of his oldest. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who did the middle, maybe his brother or somebody or what have you. But it's just interesting. And all those guys really, they were all Mal Clemens guys. And when Hush was really involved with all those guys. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw you sing downtown that night, I says, man, he said, Dad, we got to bring Cadillac Dale on. I said, man, we'll get him on. If he's tight with these guys, he's got to be a good guy, man. And then that's when I started really looking, and that's what I told you earlier. Holy shit, I says, he's been a part of all these songs. I just never took the time to read who was writing and doing with each other.
Right.
I mean, I hear the songs, I'm listening to them, but I didn't know it was you or.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Because I don't usually talk my shit, as they say.
Yeah.
But I'm talking it now.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter told me, she's like, look, everybody love you because you humble. That's nice.
Sometimes you gotta let them know.
She's like, yeah, you need to let everybody know now.
It's
she's
okay
like,
to say you're good, like you already did twice here this evening.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, then what the hell are you?
Oh, I'm about to really talk it up now.
Let's say it one more time, even my third time. 1 billion times with a B.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it's probably, I would, if we added it up with like Apple,
man. Who knows?
Oh yeah, it's probably
2.5.
We need to look that up.
2.5.
But so you know, I gotta find out. I don't know why Apple doesn't reveal their streams.
No, they don't put anything out.
I wonder
I don't like
That's
that.
weird.
why. Why is that?
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you on camera what else I don't like. Is there anywhere in commerce, anywhere that you can go buy or sell something that's less than a penny? You can't go to the store and get something for half a penny, right?
No.
No.
How come the streams don't start at a penny? How come they're at 0.2.9?
Right.
I don't know how they pull that off. Everything starts at penny.
1 cent.
1 cent.
Yeah.
1 cent.
But Spotify thinks they can start at 1/10 of a cent.
I don't know how they pull that off.
It doesn't even make sense.
You can't go nowhere on planet Earth
And buy
get
something for a penny.
Yeah.
That can't go to your bank account.
Yeah, you can't go to
It doesn't even make sense.
Your bank account doesn't show you something at
No.
fractions of a penny. It starts at a penny.
And it shouldn't be a penny. That's a shame. We know what it was they were able to.
A penny would be huge.
But they created this. Oh, it's ginormous. But they created that. They created this industry, right? In this last 20 years, all the phones, the computers, the whole everything that's going on, all your systems to get music out there, all your systems for movies. They put it there before anybody could say anything, and then that's just the way it is. And when somebody should come to the plate, maybe even yourself, you come to the plate.
I'm the perfect guy for it.
You go in
because
front of Congress and say, guys, let's just be for real here.
let me tell you something, man. God, help me accomplish a couple of these other things. I'm the perfect guy. Because let me tell you why. First of all, whoever does that is going to shake the system up, right?
100%.
They're not going to like it.
No,
Do
not
you
at
think
all.
I care if they don't like it?
No.
I'm not afraid if they don't like it. I'm sure that, when you get to that point, man, people want to hurt you. Hey, when it comes to this, man, this is all fair. I'm not afraid to deal with anything where people are being unfair because I know that I can help.
How can that even be?
Exactly. How did they pull that off? We're not going to give you a penny. Everything starts you can't go nowhere and do anything that doesn't start at 1 cent.
I don't even know if you went to the store today, if you did a sampling of 10 stores, the first amount that you could purchase something,
It's a penny.
but you really can't buy something at a penny anymore. So you might be 25, 35, 45 cents before you could buy anything at that store. So what you're selling, you're saying at a penny would have to be sold 45 times before you could purchase something, even at a local gas station. And I don't even know if there's anything. You can't even buy gum anymore for a quarter a pack. It's a buck.
You can't go somewhere and buy something that's $14 and a fraction of a penny.
No.
No. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It only exists with Spotify and music.
How did they pull that off?
How is the
No
music
idea.
industry stolen from all you guys? That's the artist. The artist is getting robbed.
But here's the thing too.
And they ain't even doing it with a gun.
Here's the thing, and it didn't really occur to me until a couple of days ago, and this is real simple. It's so fucking simple. You don't have to put your music on those things for people to hear. You don't have to.
No.
It's just the most convenient way, and
Right.
it's a system that they've gotten us aligned in it. But you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to.
I know you absolutely don't have to, but
dig
there
it.
should be fair though. Come on, man.
I agree. But there's and I try to muster up the passion to try to learn how to do things. But see, it's a gift and a curse because when they did this allows the whole planet to absorb your music, to listen to it, and you can sell your music to the bad part is it's just simple, man. It should at least start at a penny. It's got to.
It should.
But it's easier, and it's a lot more money in it. I totally will agree with that. Oh man, with the digital stuff now, it's nuts. I found out that the song "Lovin On Me," we got so many sync deals with that. You know what that is?
What is a sync deal?
So
Explain
let's
that
say,
to me.
for instance, the game Roblox.
Yeah.
The kids are playing Roblox. The song is on Roblox.
Okay.
Every time somebody plays that song on Roblox, Cadillac Dale gets a little bit of money. And that's like anywhere on planet Earth, man. It was very
That could be
difficult.
big, let's say, in Sydney, Australia. Whatever.
Back in the day, in order to sell 1 million records, you had to manufacture that record first. Then you have to ship it here. You have to send it there. These different record stores would have to buy it, and then they get their cut. Now, you just make the record and digitally. So I get it. That's amazing. My only gripe is I just don't know how the fuck they came up with that a quarter of a penny thing.
And not only that, it's difficult to calculate what you've earned if it's .002, whatever the hell it is. You're sitting there going,
And
okay,
each person
I
is
gotta
doing it
convert
different.
This
Yeah.
from that, it's madness. It's
Not
not,
to
even
mention that Apple ain't even telling you how many times it got. I don't
So
get
Apple
it.
doesn't tell you anything. See, I'm a Droid guy, so I never got involved in Apple. So
No, they don't.
I'm old school.
They don't put out anything.
So you have no idea. So when you
Right.
post, so you don't. When they say somebody's the best podcast on Apple or the best,
You'd have no idea if it's even true.
how would you know?
Right.
You're not gonna know.
Right.
Man, it's really crazy because now that's the way that the music gets out there. So the only, in my eyes, I mean, I know you can make money in publishing but you have to be out here doing shows to make money. Is that
That's part of it.
basically-
But see, this is the thing I'm working on. See, a guy taught me something in Poland. And I just really try to remember all of these things. He said before there was recorded music, the only way you could enjoy music is that the person would be in front of you. Okay? So that's one way. Or maybe there's a way you can be in front of people on camera. So there's a bunch of different ways to do this. We just have to try to think outside of the box. But I mean, and I'm not trying to buck against the system. I'm in the system. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
that just-
But fair is fair. And I just really, it just boggles my mind on a couple things. How they did it for a fraction of a penny, and how come Apple doesn't even have to tell you how many times your song has got played. It just doesn't make
Crazy.
sense. I'm just supposed to
It's
take your
crazy.
word on it?
Yeah. They could be lying. You would never know. Yeah.
So do you have a website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in the process of making. I have one. I'm making a new one right now.
You got to figure out a way. Because, see, you got to figure out a way to make your website such a place that people want to go.
Yeah.
Look, man, if you got 1 million people to give you $1 a month because they like your website,
Exactly.
this is show business. So just
Yeah.
never forget that. These songs and stuff that you make, they're just a means for you to be able to be in show business. Because one thing is for sure, if you book yourself down at the Fox, you know how much money you're gonna make.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you really good, if you so good, like what, Beyonce tickets are like $500-700?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know that you can get people to give you $700 each.
I know that because are you familiar with like the older rock band, the Allman Brothers?
Yep.
Okay, so I was on their bus and we were talking, and they were opening up at Pine Knob, and I was with Dickie Betts, which was one of the founding members, and I'm with Dickie Betts, and he said to me that today's numbers, and they were one of the biggest bands of the 70s, so it's like the Allman Brothers, Fleetwood Mac, those guys, right, during the 70s. They were doing more money in T-shirt sales, profit, than they're making for the show.
Yep.
Because this everybody was buying their T-shirts and their hats and stuff, and then the groups are, like you with your daughter, you think, because they're not, they're a band that everybody likes some of the music, right? Kind of like the Temps and Tops, things like that. And I thought, holy shit! And he goes, but we didn't make anything back in the day on that crap. We just didn't make any money in the 70s on that. Today we're making more than what we're making at at the door. And I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Right? And merchandise is massive.
Yeah, it's like you got to learn the human relationship with it, because everything is, it's just forever changing. And that's why I stay close to youth, because they sense it quicker than I do, you know.
I think when you guys are singing, like I would have loved to been entertained, but I'm not a singer or guitar and all that shit. And I just have not, I've tried to play guitar once in my life. I was no good. But anyway, took a guitar lesson at Macomb Mall, a place called Grinnell back then. It was Grinnell Guitar.
I went when they were in Eastland.
Yeah, you went to Eastland when I was one of Macomb Mall. I moved it in, and
That's where I first started.
My cousin went over there. Man, I tell people this is. Somebody even said the other day, "What do you know about music?" What does a white man know about music? I said, "Man, I know how to play the radio." That's what I play. You play the guitar.
But you know what? I remember Grinnell. Now you know they got these electronic tuners now, but that's the thing I learned the most. But
from those guys, how to
tune it. Hey man, look, I've been booed before. You know what's worse than being booed?
What's being worse?
I performed at this place. It's this little bar at the bottom of the Opera House. It's a little bar. My friend had an event. I'm down there and I'm singing my heart out. And I finished the song, and it's like they didn't even know I was there.
Come on.
Oh my God, man.
Killed you.
Oh, I almost gave it up, man. I ain't
You
lying.
walked down there like, how do I shake this off, man?
Look, I did everything right. I dressed the part. I hit the notes. I performed the songs amazing.
Brutal.
I was like, I sang the shit out. But they was like, yeah, man, so I was telling them, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. But it didn't occur to me until I took my wife to Eddie V's. It's a restaurant over on Coolidge. Really nice restaurant. And they had a band in there. And they performing. Because I'm a musician, after they finished, I was like, oh yeah, they doing great. I was the only one clapping. Because in that situation, in that environment,
just in the background.
you're the radio. You're the human radio.
Yeah.
You're not there. They didn't come there to see you. You just happen to be there. You're the replacement of the radio.
Right.
But that moment when it happened to me, oh God,
you
man.
saw it later, though, what was your realization that, oh shit, that's what happened to me. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're really not. They're there to have their whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
At that restaurant, they're having their dinner. This guy happens to be over here. I pay attention to these guys over here because I think it's pretty cool. If you have entertainment, you didn't pay for it. You're paying for it with your food and liquor, but you didn't pay to pay. And these guys are good. Well, shit, I like to listen to them.
Yeah.
You know, and if I know.
I wish you would have been there when I was at that bar then, man. Because hey, man.
And what was the best response you ever had when you sang somewhere, or you performed?
In Poland.
Was that right?
Yeah, people that don't even really speak English and they know my song. That fucked me up, man. Yeah.
And did they come up to say hi, hey, you know?
Yeah, so you can look it up online. And my wife showed me this. I didn't even remember I did this because I think I got COVID before COVID even happened.
I think
I did too.
True.
Yeah, and this was I think I got it years before because to this day, the last time I don't know, I've been out there 4 times, but one time I was out there, I was on the road with my friend. We did like maybe 7 different cities in Poland, and I was sick as a dog. And I couldn't believe I was hitting these notes. And I hit this note, man, this high note, and the crowd was like, whoa! It blew me away, man. I was looking at myself like, damn, boy, you a star. You see how they responded?
And they were going crazy.
It was just amazing. And to me, now I've done a lot of different shows and I get a lot of love when I do my thing, but to do it somewhere where they have no idea who you are.
That says something.
It does. And well, the first time when I went and they were singing the song is because the guy who I did the song with, his song was doing well over there. So they knew the words to the part that I was doing, and that was tripping me out.
Wow, yeah.
Because I ain't never been here before. It didn't really click to me that, okay, they've been hearing his song and his song is popular, blah, blah, blah. But it was just different. I remember when I went there the first time, I was at a record store with my partner, and they went to do something, and then I was in the records. I was just standing there by myself. That was a spooky feeling. I felt like a little kid because I don't know what the hell nobody's saying.
You're in another world, man. You're in another planet.
Yes, and I don't know if this place was to catch on fire, I wouldn't know where the hell to go.
Right.
I don't know where I'm at. I can't speak
Middle
the
of nowhere.
language. No, that was a different feeling. But yeah, I'm rapping. So I'm spilling the beans more. But that was the favorite. That's the one that hit me the most.
How long
man.
did you stay out there?
About a week.
Did you enjoyed it?
Oh, I loved it. It's this guy. I wonder if I hope he's still alive. This is a guy named Kojak. His one fist was this big. This was the biggest human being I ever seen in my life. Sitting down, he was like this, sitting down.
Big dude.
And he kept making me drink. He just said, drink.
Oh, man.
But the vodka's different there. The vodka there don't get you sloppy. The vodka there makes you just, hey.
Yeah,
it's different, man. It's something different. I mean, these little boys, they had to be like 14. They say, we drink with you. I was like, hey, no, man. I'm not drinking no vodka with no kids. And my man was like, no, it's different. Vodka is milk to us. I was like,
They
really?
can drink, man.
I'm over here getting smashed with these little boys, man, and I'm the only one smashed. They're like,
They do it daily. Yeah, this is what they do, man.
yeah, people really, really, really cool with me, man. So Snoop has a new project that he just released. It's called "Is It a Crime?"
Yeah.
And he got a movie. It's like a movie where all of the songs are in it, and it was just really tripping me out. This gonna sound real simple. But it was really tripping me out that I could go to Instagram, click on Snoop, and send him a message, and he just might answer it.
Yeah.
I sent him a message like, hey, dog, this damn movie is amazing. The whole project is amazing. But you see, we didn't have that.
Accessibility you did not have.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know, well, it's a gift and a curse. Well, no, I'm gonna call it a gift, man, because it just drew me into the music more.
Get to know the person more. There's more to read about that person. There's more to listen about that person or their music.
Yeah.
Because it's all there accessible.
Yeah.
It never was. Go to the record store when I was a kid. I mean, the album cover was the biggest thing. If that attracted you, if it was, Rush or Ozzy Osbourne, some kind of crazy batshit thing going on. But that's what drew people to the right 2 Live Crew. They got the Jeep with the gold rims. I'll never forget it, man. They had the chains. I remember thinking, here I go again. What in the hell? Where are these cats from? And then when the guys from Flint were doing that, Future What You're Frontin', I mean, I remember going and trying to find. You couldn't even find the music because they were only playing it on the radio.
Exactly.
So you could do was try to tape it on your tape deck. That sucked.
Exactly.
These cats now, you pop, Cadillac Dale,
just like that.
Songs there?
Just like that.
Where's he at? Oh, he's in Timbuktu.
So it's amazing. It's amazing. If we get past that penny shit, we'd be all right.
We'll make it. The penny thing.
Yeah, we got to get past that, man. I ain't cool with that at all. I just don't understand it. It's some gangster shit going on somewhere, man, to even be able to pull that off.
Yeah, these tech companies control it.
Yeah.
They're making a fortune, too.
Yeah, they are.
They got so much money.
AI stuff is just wild, and it's wilder than we know, because every time that we're on these devices and every video that we make, could you imagine what you could learn about me if you could just watch me 24 hours a day and I didn't even know you was watching me? You would know so much about me. You would know how many times I pick my nose, how many times I piss, how many times I eat. You would know everything about me, and that computer
it's doing exactly that.
And that's how it knows how to emulate us.
Yeah.
And
man, it's
going there, but let me tell you,
man,
nothing will be able to duplicate this. Me in the flesh, when I touch you like that,
No, nothing.
nothing will be able to duplicate that. No computer, no technology,
That's true.
and they working on all of that.
Yeah. They're gonna try to make that happen, but it'll never happen.
Yeah, you see that it's a robot that they got, man. I can't remember the company, but it's the first anatomic robot. It looks like real flesh.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And they got it, it's floating in midair now. That's supposed to symbolize how we were in the womb. It's learning. I know, some deep shit. It's learning how to move.
That's the thing.
It ain't doing that, you know.
How is this learning?
Right.
But it learns.
It's learning through these devices. It's watching us, man. It's just, and it's
creepy almost.
It is.
It is creepy.
It is. It's deep. Every single person you know has a cell phone. Every single person.
There is no one that you don't know anymore that has a phone.
Everybody has some type of device. I don't care who they are. They have one.
You have to have one.
You have to.
You can't live without one.
Exactly. You can, it just won't be easy.
If you could do a song with any artist, dead or alive, who would you do it with?
Prince.
Prince.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Who else?
The more I learn about him.
Why would you pick Prince?
Because he's the ultimate singer and musician. I found he's a little bitty guy too, so I hope I wouldn't be treating him, because I have a tendency to treat little guys different, man. It's different, but Prince. I'm trying to do this song with Rakim. I keep throwing it out there because this song, and I purposely, because I know how to rap. I can rap, but I ain't Rakim. Even a part of me said, just rap like Rakim to satisfy your interest. So Rakim. Oh boy. Dead or Alive. Barry White. Because Barry White is one of the people that helped make me say, I want to do that. He was so cool. So cool. He bowed after every song. He bowed. And that's something that I incorporated. So Prince, Barry White, Rakim. I could kill a song with Jay-Z. I got an idea for it. But Jay-Z only coming out for something he really like, that he really want to do. But yeah. So that's 4, right?
4, yeah. One more.
It's tough.
Yeah, I don't.
It is really tough.
Oh, this a good one. This a good one. My baby brother is not here anymore. And my youngest brother was more into music than I was.
Is that right?
So I can go by where I'm at. And I got another brother who's musically inclined. It's just not his passion, but he knows how to do it. I believe my baby brother would have been better at this than me.
Wow. Okay.
So that would be
What was his name?
Conrad.
Conrad.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I only had 2 brothers. So, okay, Jay-Z, Rakim, Prince, Barry White, and my baby brother.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
That's a
Every
great
single one of
answer,
those is
man.
good. All right, so now how about give me the top 3 R&B singers of all time.
Woo-wee!
Of all time.
Wow.
To me,
Yeah, to you, in your opinion.
okay, the first one, you may not even know who this guy is. He's in this, him and his wife have a group called Kindred Family Soul. I can't remember his name. He has a Muslim name, but I call him Mufasa.
Okay.
Because this man's voice is the voice of a lion. To me, he's
King of the jungle.
he's the king of R&B singers.
Right.
To me, there's nobody that has a voice.
And what is it called?
Kindred Family Soul. They got a new song out called I Need You. And him and his wife are a group.
All right,
They only
check that out.
Yeah, they only
I
make
have
music
not heard
together.
of
And I'm sorry, brother, if you watching this, I can't remember his name because I've always just called him Mufasa. So he's number 1.
He's number 1.
R. Kelly is number 2.
R. Kelly.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, so that says a lot, right?
Yeah.
That says a lot because
So he's
and
definitely up there.
yeah. Now for me to put that guy before R. Kelly says a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just make sure we take note of that. And it's partly because of I don't know. It's something. It's not just his voice. Like again, I said nobody has a voice like his. Kind of like that guy who you just let me hear.
Yeah.
There's nobody with a voice
Nobody
like
like
that.
that guy.
So Mufasa's voice
unique.
is one of a kind. How many? You said 3?
Yeah, just one more.
Ooh.
Or unless you got a couple more. Who,
Yeah, throw 'em
Who's
all.
the top of the top?
Damn, that's hard now.
You put Usher in top 5 or top 10 or no?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
think he's all right?
I like Frank Sinatra more than I like Usher.
All right.
Love Frank Sinatra.
He's the best. Do you have a
Could
favorite
turn
Frank
him on
Sinatra song or
anywhere.
no?
Yes, Luck
What
Be
is-
a Lady.
Luck Be a Lady.
Yep.
That and hold on, someday when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you
And the way you look
tonight. Okay, that's my favorite Frank. Oh shit.
What a great song, huh? Don't give it up. Keep going.
I'm trying to
too
think
good.
of another
You
thing.
can put Frank Sinatra on. I don't care where. And people
Hey,
will put a
man.
smile on their face,
I
man.
love-
He is just, there are some songs he's got. Man, like Fly Me to the Moon.
My favorite's probably The Best Is Yet to Come.
The best is yet to come.
I gotta read that one
Won't
up.
it be fine?
My favorite of his is Luck Be a Lady. I sang that one night, man, at they got this place called the Crown Royal Club in Windsor.
Okay.
And it was like 4 people in there. And
You laid it down?
I do what I want to do with this music. There's no rules. Whatever I want to do. I'm too old to follow, whatever somebody. Look,
on.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
You're going to lay it down.
And I sang Luck Be a Lady.
Woo.
And it was one guy that was with me. All I need is one.
Yeah.
My man was with me.
He was loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, who else? I got Frank Sinatra, Mufasa, R. Kelly, singers.
Marvin Gaye up there or no?
Hell yeah, Marvin Gaye is up there. Absolutely. It's so hard when it starts to get to that point. Because
Well, the
look,
difference-
Marvin
the
Gaye
difference is-
even loved Frank Sinatra.
Right.
He wanted to go that route
Yeah.
and be that type of singer. Okay, who else?
It's hard when you put the different generations into it too because it's so different. Like
Yeah.
It's so different.
like R. Kelly and Frank Sinatra, it's so different.
To some degree.
Who did I
Yeah.
see? Blew my mind. Harry Connick Jr. I saw him with Mike Martinez. He said, "We gotta go see this guy." I said, "I don't know him." Roger played it. Give me a tape. Put the tape in. I listened. I said, "Man, this guy's good." And
He
liked
is
it.
good.
And then I saw him. So he came big band, and he's Southern style, right? Because he's
Yep.
New Orleans, and it was big band phenomenal. Then he came back 2 years later with this a jazz quartet. It did the same songs, but it was completely different. And his talent showed, right? Because it's hard to bounce, I think, around and around.
Absolutely.
Go from big band to a little quartet. It was, but he was, and I wouldn't put him in my top 5, but but you didn't ask me the question. You asked, but it just hit me.
I got one more. What number am I at?
I don't even know. You said
R. Kelly, Mufasa,
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. I did put Marvin Gaye.
You did Marvin Gaye.
My last one, because and it's crazy. I'm gonna say this name, and everybody knows who this person is, but I didn't know that this person could sing like that. I just knew them as an amazing guitar player and had a vibe. But B.B. King was a bad one.
Man, when he was with U2, and he sings "When Love Come to Town," and their movie, U2 from Ireland, B.B. King did a song with them.
I didn't know.
On their show. It's the black and white movie. I can't think of what was it. But anyway, he sings "When Love Comes to Town." When love comes to town, he does it with U2. And then U2 also went into a church and they did a song with the choir.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. But man, B.B. King and that, I sat there. It was in the '80s. It was maybe early '90s. I remember sitting there. I can remember. I was thinking, man, this guy's great. And then I went and bought his CDs at the time, because that's now we're CDs now, right? Mm-hmm. And we had the one that plugged into the cassette player. If you remember that one.
Yeah.
We were like, one of my guys, Brad, went to Tokyo. He worked for General Motors.
Wow.
Went to Japan, saw it there, bought it.
Wow.
Raj, put this in your truck. And I was like, what is this? You plug it in the CD or in the cassette and it had a wire.
Right.
And
Right.
And man, everybody's like, people were like standing around the car. What was that? Then I had my phone with the big antenna.
That's old school for real.
I had a bag, man. I'd walk up in my bag, man. People could use my phone. We were on Rome. Everything was wrong. But anyway, I said to myself, I says, I have got to, this is my senior year, I'm 18. I said, I got to go buy. So I went and bought all BB King because I heard this one song.
Wow. I was at the Montreal Jazz Festival and they had a screen up there. He wasn't performing there. They were showing like some past shows and he was singing the song Sweet 16. And I didn't know he sang like that. I only know The Thrill's Gone. That's the only song I heard. But when I heard him sing that song, I didn't know he sang like that. So yeah, he's...
You know who else shocked me like that? Natalie Cole. Nat King Cole's daughter. They had some tickets to come out, let's go to Pine Knob. I said, okay, so we shoot out to Pine Knob. She came out and sang, and then she did a duet with her dad that was passed.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for her. That was unforgettable.
Yeah,
Not so
did they have the screen up there with it?
And I sat there and I was like, man, and it was, you thought that cat was there. And how she didn't start bawling, crying, that's her dad. And she belted out, man, but she was going through some troubled times too, right?
Yeah.
She passed too, young.
Your body
B.B. King
responds.
reminds me, and I don't know if he's from the South, I'm sure that
Yeah,
he is.
Memphis.
He just reminds me of this Memphis smoke, this.
You know my
this joint, man, the music playing, you can smell the food cooking, but it's still like
Hey
it's
man,
in your
he was
eyes
a
little.
stone cold player.
He's just playing, man.
My boss's mother, who is now my adopted mother, she knew all about B.B. King. She said that man had a woman in every city.
Yeah, man.
In every city. He had, they say he toured like 300 days out of the year. He was on the road.
That's a lot.
So he had women everywhere. He's a stone cold player, man.
He's so good.
Top 5 MCs of all time.
Top 5 MCs.
Okay, yeah.
Just of all time, whoever.
Okay. Jay-Z, Eminem. No, wait a minute. I can't put Eminem in there yet because there's so many. Ooh, I don't know. I'm starting with Jay-Z, and it's not popular to put Jay-Z in the list, but it's a couple reasons that I put him in the list. Not because he's so skilled and he has all of these hit records.
Yeah.
It's because he did it and nobody gave him a record deal. He never had a record deal.
What do you mean? So he did it on his own?
Yeah. He's had partnerships every single time. To this day, it's all been partnerships. Everybody he went to said, nah.
Really? I didn't know that about him.
No.
I'll be damned. So they didn't think he was good enough to bring him in
exactly.
full-fledged.
And when the streaming came,
And now he's got the money.
What did he do when the streaming came? He went and got his own streaming company. So Jay-Z's at the top of the list. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Rakim is on that list.
Rakim has to be on the list.
KRS-One is on that list.
KRS-One. Yeah.
Has to be. That's 3.
Man, the mind has got to be on point.
Wow. I'm gonna put Eminem on that list because he is nice.
Yeah, he has
He
to.
is. He's nice. Eminem is really nice.
And his catalog is endless.
And he went leaps and bounds, man. And he's still nice.
Yeah.
He's just gracious.
Yeah. Did you listen to the one song LL Cool J dropped an album? Was it last year? There was a
heard,
song on that.
Yeah,
with Eminem.
I didn't get a chance to really get into it. Oh, it's somebody else, man. Rakim. Run DMC got to be the group. That's a group, though. So I'm
Man,
not,
Run DMC. You want to talk about...
man.
Okay, wait. One more solo, and then I'm going to ask you about a group.
Okay, so I take Run DMC out.
Okay, take Run DMC out.
Because they in
more
that group.
solo.
Let me see.
trying to think who else.
This is hard, man.
It's so hard to think about it without like a list of like.
Yeah, because I ain't got them in front of me.
Right. I'm trying to think who else. Who else did Hush put in his when he did his? Black Thought.
Is he local, Black Thought?
Yeah, damn.
Black Thought?
Black Thought is nice.
Yeah.
Is he local?
Snoop is nice. Shit. Snoop is real nice. Damn, man. I hate when y'all ask me questions.
It's like there's so many. You could go.
And I think I told myself.
Ice Cube. You could go.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny.
You could go Easy E up there somewhere.
I had a conversation with myself, and I told myself if somebody asked me that question, I was gonna say no comment, and I fell right into it. I fell right into it. I'll be damned.
All right, so you did 4. Okay, now give me who are the greatest groups of all time?
Wu-Tang, Run DMC, Outkast.
Oh, you could put Andre 3000 in that top list too.
Wow.
Because he's up there, I think. You don't think so? The flute thing threw me off.
I like the flute thing.
Do you?
I did. I just think people was blowing it up too much.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know some real flute players.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he said, you know what, fuck that, I want to do what I want to do.
He don't give a fuck.
He got a piano one out now. He's playing piano.
Is he?
Yeah, that's why he wore the piano to the Met Gala.
I do like that he just does whatever he wants.
And he inspired me. I'm going to do one.
He'll drop a 12-minute flute song and
right.
he don't give a fuck.
I'm going to do me one just playing bass. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And so I like him for that. But MC, I don't know. Because, I don't know. Run DMC, Outkast, Wu-Tang. Damn, who else? The Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Don't sleep on the Beastie Boys.
It was when they came out. It was another one.
Hey, dog, let me tell you.
I think they shocked the world.
They shocked the fuck out of me. I went to that concert where they was with Run DMC, and I saw these New York grimy ass white boys walk out, and he said, "Let it flow," and I was like, "What the fuck?" So Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Outkast, Wu-Tang. Ooh, one more group.
Does Bell Biv DeVoe pop any top 10 or no? No?
I like Bell Biv DeVoe, but they ain't no rap group.
No, yeah.
They got an interesting mix.
They got their own.
Yeah, they're interesting mix.
Because when they went the new addition to that.
Give me some other rap groups to pick from. I can't think of any.
All right, NWA.
Oh shit.
Public
EPMD.
Enemy.
Oh shit.
EPMD, Public Enemy.
Oh shit.
we scratched that whole issue.
Shit. I'm still going with who I picked. Who else?
Let me think.
The Roots. I'm gonna give it to the Roots.
So the drummer,
Questlove.
He just liked our post this morning.
I'm gonna give it to the Roots because they're groundbreaking. The fact that a band. Oh yeah, the Roots.
See, I need to listen to them. I need to know.
Yeah, you do need to listen.
Yeah.
The Roots is, oh my goodness.
Because I looked them up this morning when you sent it over to Hush, and then I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, I like my group list. The Roots, Wu-Tang, Run DMC, Outkast,
And Beastie Boys.
and Beastie Boys. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah,
I like
ain't nobody
that.
fucking with my list.
Nobody's messing with that list.
You should treat yourself. You been in New York City before?
No.
You never been in
I've
there?
been to Manhattan. Yeah, I've been there.
Listen to hip hop when you're in New York City. It sounds different. I don't care for what song you want to listen to, but listen to it when you in New York, especially the artists. I don't know. Maybe it might feel the same way if I was in Atlanta and I'm listening to somebody from Atlanta. I don't know, but to me, hip hop just sounds different and better in New York when you there. That's a weird thing to say. It's just it's just
makes
me.
sense. No, I get it. So
Well, you got Bobby J from Rockaway.
Yeah.
I love his
Bobby
name.
is nice.
I love the name.
Bobby.
He was cool. First time I ever heard him.
Bobby
he was
nice.
good.
No, he's good.
Bobby is nice.
He spits some crazy straight bars.
Yeah.
Okay, so then would you take East Coast rap over West Coast rap?
No comment.
No comment.
I pulled it up.
That was good.
Is Snoop from Detroit?
I heard he is. And you know, he got
I love it.
he got a lot. It's a lot of people that's family that's here. He just maybe as much as Jack is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, people don't realize the entertainment value. Even if you took Motown out of the mix, you got Bob Seger, you got Jack White, you got Eminem.
That's another thing. People be sleeping on Rock City.
They don't realize.
Yeah.
Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, they sleeping on that.
man.
They sleeping on that. You right. You right.
You got
a lot of people ain't talking
Eminem,
about that
Uncle
enough.
Cracker, you got
Absolutely.
What have you done to me? She was big
Anita
in the 80s.
Baker.
Anita Baker. Oh, good God,
Yeah.
man, that voice. There's
I got a
voice.
story about Anita Baker that's this kind of funny.
You met her?
I
Is
did.
that right?
I did. It was crazy though. So look, before I had gray hair, I used to have just a black goatee, right? And I remember I was working downtown. I lived over right on the border of Grosse Pointe. So I used to catch the smart bus. You know how when you're doing it big, you wear your suit and you get on the smart bus and let the bus take you to work. You know, I'm sitting on there. I got my suit, my briefcase, tied, you know. And I'm coming home. I'm suited and booted, and I get off the bus, and Anita Baker roll up on me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look, and it's Anita Baker, and I'm like, I'm smiling. She looking at me, and then she just pull off. And for years, I could not figure out, why the fuck did she do that? Until I looked at a picture of her husband. I resembled her husband at that time. She must have thought her husband was doing some sneaky shit.
Is that right?
She rolled up on me, bro, like she was about to pull out the heater and pop me. Man. Just rolled up on me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look, and it's Anita Baker, and I'm immediately like, Anita Baker just, damn, why she roll up on me? What's
going on?
And it's because I look like her husband, man, and she must have thought.
You think for sure?
That's the only thing it could be. She must have thought that I was doing something sneaky. No, this was it's 2000. 2000. Yeah, it's 2000 because I lived over there in like 2004 maybe.
I think that one of them that she had out, I don't think there was an award that she didn't win.
So Anita
Baker was.
I would have liked to meet you, Anita Baker, under different circumstances. But yeah, she rolled up on me, man.
I'd like to meet her too, man. I think she was so smooth. She could sing like nobody else's business. Then you got.
I redid one of her songs too. And
Did you?
Cause see, I told you I do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
I redid her song, "Whatever It Takes to Make You Happy," and I did it 20 years ago to a Jay-Z beat. I got all of this stuff, man. You know, life be happening, and
it's hard to focus on one thing that
I just do it, man. You know, I just do what I do. And one of my partners called me, one of my childhood friends called me, Michael Bryant called me, and he told me he had a cassette of me doing that song. I don't even have that. I know I did it.
Wow.
But he has the cassette.
So deep.
So I'm gonna re-record it because I'm sure that cassette ain't gonna be the quality that I did it. But yeah, that's my Anita Baker story.
This is what went viral last week. Us reacting to it.
But play the actual guy. Don't play our video.
That's what I'm doing.
And let's see what Cadillac has to think about it.
Whoa, Black Betty. Whoa, Black Betty.
I'm telling you, man.
Black Betty had a job.
Damn.
Don't think going a while. She's always ready. She's all rock steady. Whoa,
His voice is
Black Betty.
amazing. I think.
Yeah, Black Betty.
This is just what the hell is going on? What?
Where is he from?
Russia.
Whoa, Black Betty. Whoa, Black Betty. Black Betty had a pie. Don't think gonna buy.
I just don't even know what to say.
But this is all him, just, it's layered. But
What do you think?
so
What's your
crazy.
honest? I mean, it's almost over.
Well, it's amazing. I want to go to Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
Putin let me in.
Down with the Russians, man. Let's
Putin
go.
let me in. Because look, Russia is bigger than Putin. Let's make sure. These people that run, I don't want to go political, but these people that run the countries, you only just a fraction. You're not the people that are there. You're not that grandmother that's there. You know what I'm saying? That them people that are there that are the fabric of that country. And I know that just from going to Poland, man. Look, one thing, if any of your viewers have never been to Poland, when I went, I thought it was gonna be like coal, coal furnace, and they do got coal furnace. But my partner got a coal furnace, and his garage got marble floors.
Yeah.
And he got Christmas tree. His whole backyard is full of Christmas tree. So it's a very metropolitan place as well as. I mean, any country has some parts that where people are struggling. But one thing I noticed about Poland, no matter what neighborhood you went at, every place that I went, when we went there, they always offered you coffee and the best damn sweets I ever had in my life, cookies and pie.
Really?
That
Very
was
welcoming.
Yeah, that was a part of every meal. Like if you had to have the coffee and the desserts or tea and desserts and the meal. You don't just come and they just offer you one thing. You have to eat both of them.
Yeah.
And the people were very just like any place else, man. You human beings for the most part, we can be crazy, but I think I've been blessed to always encounter more heartwarming human beings than villains.
That's a fact. When, and a quick example in my mind is when in the 80s, and I always talk this story, but it comes to play. Detroit was this murder capital and all this craziness. It was on the news and the fires and all this madness. But the truth is, it was really a small group of people. Mm-hmm. Small. Mm-hmm. I'm saying if you had 1 million people in Detroit back then, early 80s, or let's say it was 900,000, you only need, how many bad people, really bad people do you need? Less than 100 to wreak havoc.
Oh, yeah.
ISIS has proved that overseas. It don't take an army. It just took some madmen.
I saw a post, some guy, I don't know who he is, he said you only need 3 people, 3 bad motherfuckers to take over. Just 3. So your point is true.
I believe it. And if you think about any city, I mean, Detroit's Jacksonville, Detroit, Atlanta, big landmass cities. I'm not talking about like smaller big name cities. I'm talking like Detroit's landmass. You start here, west side to the east side, and then if you just, it's a big area, acreage wise, right? Mm-hmm. There's so many good people down there.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, come on, it's not bad. It's a few bad apples, but they're bad as hell. Your area where you grew up, because my grandma was on Manning, right at 7 and Gratiot.
Okay.
And that area was Maserati Rick was over there. Mm-hmm. Even White Boy Rick was running with those guys. YBI, Young Boys Incorporated, they were right there. Man, I remember in the late 80s going over thinking, this is going to go south, man.
Yeah.
Shit was, my grandpa already moved. He was a Detroit cop, so he was raised everybody there since he got back from World War II. Mm-hmm. And now, here we are into the 80s and the gunshots at night. And then that area right now is so war-torn.
Yeah.
It's shocking. It's shocking to think. Now here's a little white kid pedaling a bike on Manning and 7 and Gratiot. I go from on Manning, I take it down, right, State Fair. Yeah. Take it down to Gratiot, spin back around, come back.
We did everything on our bikes,
and that was me in the 70s and the 80s. Now, really the 70s, because the 80s now I'm getting in the 8th, 9th grade. I'm not really pedaling the bike around.
Right.
Today, my dad wanted to drive down there about 5 years ago, so we just drove that neighborhood. And his old neighbor was Cadillac and Shoemaker off I-94 on the east side.
Yeah.
Man, I got to tell you, it was like my grandma's neighborhood. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I mean, everything is burned out.
Yeah.
Like a picture of a war.
Yeah.
And I thought, what the hell, man? And the gangs were, am I right?
You
The
absolutely
names I
right.
mentioned, they were there.
Yeah,
Because I knew the guys at YBI.
Yeah, I see, just like you, man, I ride through my old neighborhood, and I actually have a plan one day, and I know God gonna give it to me. I want to do the East Side Music Festival. You know where remember the high school Von Steuben?
Which one? Where was that?
That was right behind Osborne.
Okay.
So there's Osborne, and there's Von Steuben, and there's Fleming, and it's this huge field right there. It's just a big field. So I said, Heavenly Father, make me super duper famous. Just make people love my songs, and I'm gonna go right to that place right there, and I'm gonna perform in that park, and everybody gonna come, and I'm gonna have all of these different artists, and we're gonna almost like a neighborhood Woodstock type of thing.
Yeah.
All different types of music right there. I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Well, what did I think about? Because
But I'm gonna do it.
Baby, whip your lovin' on me, baby. I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your